I'm a scientist.
Suffice it that the blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled in these halls. Limbs twisted and broken, eyes gouged from bloody sockets, flesh burned black.
Please. Wait a day. In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
Okay, where's our background music?
We don't,
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Chuck?
Wait.
What's
Way
up,
to go.
guys? This is Jay Scott, and I'm here with.
Doug of Ghostly Talk.
That's right, and
And Trent, you know
of
me.
course, everyone knows Trent. And we're also here with John Zaffis. Say hey, John.
Hey, dude.
I don't know if y'all can hear that. Could y'all hear that?
Very low.
Yeah.
Very
but
low.
we heard
Okay.
him.
And we're also here with Dr. Al Proffit.
Hello.
Okay.
There we go.
They're kind of
Dr.
hanging
Al.
out in the living room right now. We're broadcasting live tonight from the Twin Lakes Lodge. And the Twin Lakes Lodge is located in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a bed and breakfast, and it's haunted, apparently. And we're going to find out some of the history behind the Twin Lakes Lodge. And we're going to get that information, we're going to have Dr. Al Proffit discuss some of that with us a little later. But right now, we want to welcome Doug down from Michigan. I know it's a lot warmer down here, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. Do you know it's also a 12-hour drive plus a 6-hour nap in the middle of it makes an 18 hours to get here. But you know it's worth it. It was 65 degrees Fahrenheit coming down here, and today was up to 78, I think.
Oh yeah, it was
it was-
The rest of the country is under a blanket of snow, ice, and rain.
But here in the old South,
And yeah,
you know,
here in North Carolina, beautiful North Carolina is. It was 78 degrees and sunny, partly cloudy, but mostly sunny. And for all of you who are wondering, Jay Scott really does talk like that. He's not pushing.
That is so wrong. Oh my
He
God.
really
I
does.
got-
He goes, and, well, it is so good to meet you, Doug of Ghostly Talk.
I got crap for Beth from that. She's like, is that your, you have such a good voice for this. She's like, but, she heard some of my radio ads that I get
Yeah.
Jeff to do, and he's like, World of the Unexplained. And
World.
she's like, well, here out in L.A., we kind of find that a little cheese. And I'm like, oh, come on. What's wrong with you people?
Who
That's
said
the
that?
problem.
Who said that?
Beth from Planet Paranormal. That's the problem with Los Angeles and those San Francisco ethics that they have that they're trying to force on the rest of the world. That's,
Yeah.
I'm going to.
banning smoking. What?
Yes,
We're all
it's
smoking.
a downplay of moral values. We've got a caller already. Oh, my gosh.
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, hello? Okay, you're going to have to call back later, apparently, because we got some massive feedback. Thank God I'm not wearing headphones.
Yeah.
How's that,
What?
guys?
It came through mine, and that was
I heard it.
That was
Out
a
here.
treat.
What?
You guys, this is so completely different from doing Ghostly Talk.
It's so completely
Yeah.
different from doing WOTU, dude. We're in a living room.
I know.
It's heated. Oh, my gosh. Here comes the
Okay.
call again.
All right, Chuck. I'm
Okay,
gonna take
yeah,
my
guys,
head-
y'all might want to, yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah, that was
Hey, caller, are you there?
Hello,
Hi.
is this Twin Lakes Lodge?
Oh, okay. We've got, this is.
Is Anita in?
No.
I'm sorry, what were you asking?
I'm trying to call it Twin Lakes Lodge.
Yeah, we can get them to call you back. Can we get a number?
Well, this is her brother.
Oh,
this
can
your
we
brother?
have? Can we
Okay.
have her
Let
give
me
you a
have
call
her
right
call you.
back?
Where are you at?
I'm at home.
Okay,
Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay. Thanks.
Sorry, guys. What we're doing tonight is we're running this live from Twin Lakes, so we've tapped into their phone system, and we're using that, and we've changed the number. You can call us locally at the Twin Lakes Lodge number, but our 800 number is 877-SCARE-YOU-2. That's 877-SCARE-YOU-2. Oh, he's still on?
Are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Right,
sorry.
okay, yeah.
We're going to get her to call you right now. We're running a radio show live out here tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell her I'll talk to her tomorrow then.
Okay. Well, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right.
That's what happens when you don't have headphones on. See,
Yeah.
I'm just feeling more and more like an idiot right now. Yeah.
You didn't watch for the signal.
I
Chuck,
yeah,
right,
I
Chuck.
watched
Signal.
Yeah, Chuck was supposed to go.
He's
something
still
like
on
this. This is the
signal.
I'm
Yeah.
giving him. I know y'all can't see that.
This is-
I can see it, Scott.
Yeah, I know you can see
All
it.
too clear.
So I drive down and I arrive here.
Let me go grab Anita. Al, can you get Anita and tell her to call? Yeah,
So
she
we're
was here a
arranging.
minute ago. I'm not
The,
sure exactly,
So I drive down and I arrive at the Twin Lakes Lodge, which is absolutely insanely cool place.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
First of all, it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm here, to meet the incredible folks of World of the Unexplained, and of course
keep going. Flattery gets you everywhere.
and John Zaffis and everyone's going to be here, and Dr. Al was here or going to be here, and I'm like, ooh, I get to meet someone new too.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely insanely cool. And I arrived, but I was the first. I also drove the longest way.
Yes, you did. And you drove.
I
this
see where this
bright-
formula
this
is
bright,
going.
like taxi cab yellow Hummer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My ride
How many
is
miles to the gallons that get?
12.
All right. 12
12
miles a gallon.
mpg.
Just like cars in the
How much did
70s.
it cost you to get down here? Just for half of the trip in gas.
I actually paid $115
Oh my god!
in gas.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
crazy.
And it was full when I got in it, so that was what I
should've flew.
paid. And I still have 200 miles on the tank that's in there. So
Well, we're glad you got here safe.
it's
We appreciate you being here.
it's an
Also-
awesome ride. I don't
Yeah.
know, is your mic on still?
Is my mic on
Yeah,
still?
it's still-
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, great.
You gave me the pop screen that has the hole burned
I'm
in it,
sorry,
Scott.
man. You really don't need the pop screen.
I
unless you-
know.
Well, yeah, you probably do. But I
Well,
don't-
let's try without it.
I'm trying mine without it.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay, put the pop screen back.
Yeah, we'll just put that right back.
All right, guys, the number here is 877-SCARE-U2. That's 877-SCARE-U2. Don't ask me what the number is because I don't remember. But 877-SCARE-U2, spell it out on the number. Keypad on your phone if you want to call us. Tonight, we have Dr. Al Proffit, who just walked out of the room. All right.
And John Zaffis.
And John's out. Here comes Dr. Al Proffit. Dr. Proffit, would you like to speak with our listeners tonight? Sure. Great. I'm going to give up my space here and let Dr. Proffit talk to you guys about the history of the Twin Lakes Lodge.
Fantastic.
Here he comes.
This is some, and I just got to meet you tonight.
Absolutely.
Which was absolutely fantastic. And we chatted for a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you'll need to get a little bit closer to the mic. Bring it.
I'm just afraid Scott's going to give me one of those special hand signals he's been giving everybody. this
Right. Some of them are really special, so you got to watch out.
Yes, indeed. And it's a pleasure getting to know you and a pleasure getting to know John Zaffis that's sitting over there on the couch.
Yes. Can you tell us about this place and how you found it and why are we here?
This is the...
That's a pretty broad question, Doug.
I thought I'd start with the basics.
I might leave you just a little bit vague since I found out I was going on the air about 7 minutes ago. I thought I'm just
Right.
going to enjoy this radio show.
Okay.
And he looked over and said, well, who's first, you or John? And we're kind of pointing at each other.
Oh.
This is the home place of John Harden, and for those of you who may not know John Harden, I think every school kid in North Carolina had to read one of two of his books, which would be The Tar Heel Ghost and The Devil's Tramping Ground. And so Anita and Bobby, and we want to send out some well wishes to Bobby Gill at this particular time, and thank Anita and Bobby for the privilege of being here. But when Anita and Bobby bought Twin Lakes Lodge, they began to notice some unusual things going on. And, for example, there would be lights going on and off. There would be heaters that they knew that they had turned off suddenly coming back on, radios that were turning themselves on, and those type of things. So they were, I think Anita may have been listening to Coast with Art Bell and George Norrie, as you know. And
Good friends of mine.
Indeed.
Oh, no.
Yes, indeed. I didn't know that until just moments ago. Yeah.
Actually, I got to meet George Norrie.
Yes, in
and
Detroit.
was on his show in Detroit.
Yes.
And say Detroit again.
Yeah, Detroit.
Oh,
that's
that's
southern
Detroit.
pronunciation.
Right.
Detroit, isn't it?
And
Apple, Detroit.
and I met him and was on his show for 2 hours. And but I never met Art Bell. I don't think he knows I exist. So, but he's a good friend of mine anyway because
he will after this,
he's been in my vehicle. He's been on my stereo speakers throughout my house for decades. So I mean, it's practically like I know him. So.
Yeah, and he's probably an icon on Scott's computer.
Undoubtedly.
Somewhere. It's just a picture.
One of the millions of
They
icons.
really
yeah,
they,
that's right.
they had a sale. It was like buy one icon get 400 free. And he put them all on his desktop.
Yeah. But Anita some way or the other got the name of Joshua Warren, and Joshua is, as you know, runs the radio show Speaking of Strange out of Asheville, and plus he is the president and I think the founder of Lemur, which is a team of investigators out of Asheville, North Carolina. And she contacted him, and I've done some work with Lemur, so I'm more or less a research associate with them. And so Joshua could not do the investigation and contacted me and asked me if I would come in. And at that point, I was a professor at Western Carolina University, and my research had been approved by the university as long as it dealt with schools and things related to schools.
Right.
And given the fact that John Harden was an author of middle school fame, I was given the okay naturally to come in, but I would have done it on my own time, I think, if I had not been. But I came in based on Anita's invitation to Joshua. Joshua couldn't do it, so he then turned it over to me. I did a bit of research and found out about it and came and spent 3 days here, and it was absolutely a fascinating experience. I was here at the early part of summer or the end of spring, somewhere in that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And so I spent time in the main house, which we are, and then also I spent time in the room where John Zaffis will be staying this evening. And Anita will say that that's the most haunted of the places here at Twin Lakes, but I'm telling you that the basement is where it seems to be that there were a lot of things happening as well.
Okay, tell us about that then. What you found out.
Well, I'll start with the room where John will be staying, where he is staying, actually. I did a number of photographs, and the way that I do when I'm researching, I won't just take a photograph. I will take a series of photographs from the very same angle, not move the camera and that type of thing. And so I took a series of photographs at different parts of the room. And I began to get, as I loaded them onto the laptop, I noticed that there was an anomaly occurring, that there was a yellowish kind of light that was coming out from the door up to the ceiling. And then I noticed when I loaded down the pictures from the other angle as well, it was coming out of a different doorway but coming up to the same part of the ceiling. And one of the gentlemen that was here staying at Twin Lakes that particular weekend was the gentleman that was in charge of doing the brochures for Lazy Boy Furniture. And I was showing Anita and Bobby and this gentleman what I had uncovered. And he asked me to go through it rather quickly. And as I went through it, it appears as though that this was a flame, that both sets of photographs were flame-like, and we never could explain that. We've posted it on the internet and asked for people to try to help us explain this. And the only explanation that anybody has really ever offered is that it appears to be that the film was exposed to light. And the kicker with that is it was digital. So there was no possible way that the film could have been exposed to light because there was no film. So, and I have those, and you all have not had the opportunity to look at those, but over the weekend, I'll let you. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
I swear I just saw something paranormal. I don't mean to come out so early with this. It appears that I might be yanking y'all's chain or something.
That's true, and you have to go back counting that money, Chuck. That's your primary job here.
But I swear I just saw something possibly supernatural paranormal going on with the board here. I swear I just saw one of the linear faders go from unity all the way at the bottom, snap all the way up to 0.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that.
Maybe somebody has something to say.
Maybe so.
It was a ghost machine.
Who can check who can check the archive real quick?
Yes, we
heard
did. I did. There was something that happened right back here.
Was there a knock from back here?
There was a knock right here.
Wow.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes, it is on.
And there's a logical explanation, obviously.
Yeah.
You set that to pre-record something.
I don't see the record
I don't see a red
No,
light.
just the power. No.
Where is the remote for that?
Possible. Wow. You can see Scott's totally freaking out. It's
Okay.
great.
No, I'm glad you did. This is pretty phenomenal because we've had a couple of things happen.
That is so. We were sitting right.
Oh my gosh, it's like happening all around us right now as we
Yeah,
speak.
it really is. Very weird.
It's like, okay, cue the mummies. What's next?
Really not doing this for shock value.
Bring them forward.
This is absolutely
There's
amazing.
some weird technical stuff then.
Should we turn the VCR off, or will that anger them, Mr. Z?
Yeah, we've got an expert here, John.
John, the expert. What do you do?
I told you guys, hang around with me.
Hang around.
That's right.
Hang around with John Zaffis, and
It's never dull.
everything will hit.
Never
dull.
We have John working the VCR as we speak.
He's gonna work on the VCR
Yes.
while we now stay alert.
Bizarre
Or-
thing.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly engrossed in in what you were talking about. I'm like, ooh, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, okay, wait a minute.
So
Yeah.
Things
But I
are
mean,
adjusting and readjusting.
yeah, but it kind of
themselves.
ties in,
It does.
because you were talking about the
We
anomalies.
start
in
talking about the
film.
basement too, which is under us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
See?
but first I wanted to mention that there is a possibility of light leakage in the camera lens
in the digital.
itself.
Okay.
Just in the camera lens because it
Okay.
doesn't have the equivalent of of a chamber, a dark chamber with two mirrors.
Right.
It's unless it's an SLR. Is it an SLR digital? No. Okay.
No, not
So
to
it's
my knowledge.
Okay, because was it $800 or more?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. The technical questions thrown me right.
It doesn't matter if
it
it's
costs a lot of money. Does that help?
Yeah.
Then because those are very expensive, like the Canon Digital Rebel. Canon, you can send me a free one now.
This was a Canon. This was a Canon product.
Was it the higher end or lower end?
Mid-range. I don't have
Okay.
enough money for the higher
Is
end.
it called
but
Digital Rebel?
No.
Oh, then no,
No.
you don't have an SLR.
No.
So the light leakage thing would just be. So that means has it ever recurred?
No, and I tried for
Then
2
you
days to
don't have-
replicate this particular thing. Same lighting, same shot, everything, and I could get. I couldn't even come anywhere close.
Then you don't. Then you don't have I believe you do not have an SLR, and I believe that your lens is fully enclosed. So I don't think you've got a problem.
Yeah, that is
You've
my
got
guess.
something
And I've got
else
the
going
camera
on.
with me, so I can show you later
Oh,
on.
excellent! I would like to see that.
But the thing is interesting because I want to continue to tell the story, but yet
Yes.
I don't want John to know everything because he is doing his own
That's all right.
investigation up there.
That's all right. The
But
couch
anyway.
will be floating around the room in a minute anyway. So he'll be distracted by
In that case,
that.
Scott, you need to use a series of oars to sort of sail yourself out of the room.
Yeah.
Doug, what I would like to know is why you're sitting over here near this VCR, an electrical appliance, and things are turning on and off.
Right.
That's interesting.
I
Now,
don't
Jay
know.
Scott's running around with holy water and everything else because of these whole situations.
So
It's my electric personality, I guess.
Yeah.
He wants to short circuit me with holy water now, but Whoop, sorry about that. So what?
Well, I understand you had an episode shortly before we came on, flopping around, and
Yes, I was flopping around,
Yeah.
speaking in tongues, and yes, I levitated some paranormal tools.
Exactly right.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
it was not pretty, and
It
we had to
was.
we had to make a long distance call for some assistance.
And I had to get a cup of coffee.
Yes.
oh man.
Yes.
Go on with what
But
you're talking
anyway,
about.
the really interesting thing is that part of the history too is that the house where we are in right now, where we're broadcasting from, was where John stayed. And John was very successful. He was an entrepreneur. He was a successful author. The whole thing, and he was wealthy enough that he had a place separate from the house where his children can stay. Something that those of us who have teenagers can just be envious of. And
Right.
so he had where the room where John is staying is where his boys were staying, and one of them, as boys would do, set the place on fire.
Wow.
And which really, and I did not know this, but after I showed Anita the photographs, she said, "Well, you know, where they're coming out of the door that's on the left." In an angle pointing up to the ceiling, and the door that's on the right, which are separate photographs, and you just have to see them, and it's a series of photographs, and it's not just one, it's a series, and it's coming up, and they were coming up to the same spot, and Anita is just sort of sitting there with her mouth open and go, these are going to where the fire was in the attic. And so then she takes me over, and we go up in the attic, and we go, and sure enough, the charred rafters are still there, and these flame-like things, whatever they are, anomalies on the photographs, are actually coming up to where the fire took place in this building, which was really phenomenal.
Well, now that we've described the luxurious rooms here at the at the Twin Lakes Lodge,
they really are nice.
I have to say that first of all, this place is absolutely elegant.
It's
phenomenal, and Anita is so attentive to our needs.
Absolutely.
And it's a really, really excellent venue. You can
absolutely.
Indeed stay at this place. This place is a working bed and breakfast.
It is.
And you could probably request the room where John Zaffis slept.
Oh, absolutely. Better than George Washington.
Well, I should say will have slept.
Yes.
At this point in time,
occurred yet,
by the time you down listen on the podcast, it will be the room where John Zaffis slept.
You need to get a nice picture of yourself so we can hang it in the room, you know.
Something stylish
here. Something stylish.
It's exactly right. Exactly right.
Exactly right. So you can, and it's a beautiful room. It's beautiful.
Is absolutely
the area around here is peaceful and quiet. So what I'm wondering is why then would this be haunted? I mean, the kid sets a room on fire and the room stays on fire paranormally. It's kind of confusing me. Why it's such a beautiful area?
It is.
It's a beautiful building. It's very well maintained, very well loved. You can tell that Anita and Bobby just really, really love this place.
Absolutely.
And they take great care of it. And so what's with all the activity? Is it some restless
and I asked that same
or?
question. It doesn't appear that anybody was murdered here. It doesn't appear there were any suicides or some of the classical things associated with haunting. The connection may be that John Hardin loved to scare 13, 14, 15-year-old kids, and he wrote all these ghost stories, and that's what the Tar Heel Ghost and the Devil's Tramping Grounds are about. And, for years and years and years, middle school teachers all over the state required that their students in the 7th and 8th grade read these books.
I remember reading both of them. Actually, I have a copy of Tar Heel Goes to Home, and even to this day, I read it.
I read Tar Heel Ghost at one point in my school career. Yeah,
absolutely,
very well written.
So
listen,
maybe that's it.
We need to run and take a quick break, guys.
All right,
and we'll be back. Chuck are you ready to go? Okay, we'll be back.
Every Halloween at midnight, the devil simultaneously appears in two places: the high plains of India, in a quiet cemetery in Kansas. It's November 2nd, the Day of the Dead. Two federal marshals report to the small town of Shinbone, Kansas, moments after a tornado warning, to transport a prisoner with no past, no identity. He is known only as Sin Jin Smith. Starring Roddy Piper, Richard Tyson, Jonathan Davis, Kevin Gage, Gary Casper, John Philbin, Billy Duffy, Charles Cyphers, and Eileen Dietz. Check out the movie that critics are calling one of 2007's most anticipated horror films by visiting www.sinjinsmith.com. That's www.sin-jinsmyth.com. St. Jin Smith is a Snapkick Productions film, written and directed by Ethan Detmeyer. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Roswell, UFOs, flying saucers, alien abduction. Are we alone? Information regarding this and many other questions about the unknown are only a click away at www.theufostore.com. TheUFOstore.com offers hundreds of DVDs about UFOs, aliens, crop circles, conspiracies, Bigfoot, suppressed science, ancient mysteries, and the latest DVD releases like Dan Aykroyd Unplugged on UFOs and the Alien Files 5-DVD set. TheUFOstore.com also offers the book Roswell, It Really Happened by Jesse Marcel, one of the last survivors of the Roswell UFO crash that examined the spacecraft wreckage in 1947, revealing its hidden secrets. Log on to www.theufostore.com and request a free UFO Store catalog. To receive a free catalog by mail, call 541-523-2630. That's 541-523-2630. TheUFOstore.com, the largest selection of UFO products on the internet.
When Paranormal Radio used to be open to New Age ideas and every possible form of spiritual enlightenment.
It's a religion based on the understanding of consciousness, the understanding of nature, in particular fertility laws.
To my spirit guides are those who have passed over. And, you know, I've always been able to see colors around people, which I've known now to be called auras.
Maybe coming to the close of one kind of psychic life, and I very much believe that this was what the Maya were really trying to talk about.
Well, we're not putting up with that. World of the Unexplained. Conservative paranormal talk. Big on God. Big on Guns. With your hosts Jay Scott and Trent Lackey. Heard Mondays, live from 8 to 10 Eastern on Planet Paranormal Radio.
And you're listening to World of the Unexplained. This is Jay Scott. And tonight we're here at the Twin Lakes Lodge. You can give us a call here at 877-SCARE-U2. That number again is 877-SCARE-U2. Hi, Anita. Anita is the owner and operator of the Twin Lakes Lodge. Anita, you want to come sit down and say hey to everybody? No? Anita is shaking her head no. Are you shy? Okay, well, your brother called earlier in our call-in line. So we told him we'd have you call him. We were, I think Al was looking for you, so he's outside. Oh, anyway. Anita, she's a very nice lady. She's let us come in here and basically crash her place for the next 2 days. So we're very, very fortunate and very happy about that and glad to have the opportunity to be here. Doug is here with us from Ghostly Talk. Trent, obviously, is here with us because, well, Trent's always here with us. Chuck is here with us running the board. I'm going to have to make him talk here in a little bit, so have somebody else to listen to besides myself. I know y'all are all thinking, oh, my God, what do you mean, Scott? You like to hear yourself talk. And I do. So with that said, big on guns, big on God. Anyway, a lot of strange things happening when I was sitting back talking with John over in the corner a few moments ago. That's when Chuck interrupted to tell you one of the fader knobs just by itself right in front of his eyes let itself go all the way up the board and come back down. Did it come back down, Chuck? Okay, Chuck's getting to a mic.
What it appeared as, almost like stop-motion photography. At one second, it was all the way down at the bottom at Unity, and the next, right before my eyes in a split second, I saw it go all the way up to 0, nominal.
Okay, so for those of us like myself that don't know what you're talking about between Unity and nominal.
Okay, the linear fader,
that's a little thing that's
down,
just up and down on the board, yeah.
Went all the way from down to up, within
immediately.
A split second, exactly. There was no motion or anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then as John and I were sitting on the couch, as soon as that happened and Chuck told the story, the VCR behind us sounded like it came on. And we looked, and there was a light on it, but it appears that may or may not have been group hysteria. I'm not sure. But we all seemed to hear it, and we definitely all saw something. Yeah, we're on. Yeah, come on, take a seat. Trent's back from break. And so tonight we're going to be investigating. Tomorrow night we're going to be on WWNC on Speaking of Strange with Joshua P. Warren out of Asheville, North Carolina. It's WWNC. It's AM. I don't remember the call numbers for the station, but it's in Asheville. You can pick it up locally, or you can go to speakingofstrange.com tomorrow night.
That's right. Am I on? Yeah, okay.
And that starts at, I think it's 8 o'clock. It goes to 11. But we're picking it right back up here, worldoftheunexplained.com, or if you're listening to our Robin Valley affiliate, 1610 a.m. in Omaha, Nebraska, you'll be able to hear it here as well. Tomorrow night, we're going to be picking up, after Speaking of Strange goes off the radio, we're going to be picking up here at 11 and taking it crazy. We'll tell you about all the wonderfully weird things that happened tonight, which I'm sure the way it started, it's going to get a lot worse.
It started, yes. I've never seen Scott act like that. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I told everybody I'm a coward, man. It is, man. I'm a coward. I will run. I have no problem running.
Little tear coming out of the eye there, close-up shot.
I will run. Where's the holy water? I'm washing it down. Yeah, exactly. I'm washing it down. Man.
I have returned. I put up an announcement on the Ghostly Talk website that we're broadcasting live tonight.
Awesome.
I didn't put up tomorrow's schedule yet.
Okay, well, we can do it later.
Yeah,
we've got all night.
All right.
So, but anyway, so
Doug, maybe I'll have our MySpace person who does
send out an announcement?
Nathan.
Okay.
Yeah, send out an announcement.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
I could send out one on ours, but I don't know how. So
I'll try, Scott.
On the band website,
I have like
somebody else does that.
I have like 87 friends or something.
Really, I didn't know you had a personal MySpace.
I do now.
Really, what's the address?
GT Doug.
Okay, so it's myspace.com/GT Doug.
Right.
We're gonna add you. I think I have like 130 or something.
You've been added.
My band has 3,600 and some right now, so we're doing pretty good. We're happy about it.
Put an announcement out.
We will, yeah. It's myspace.com/Black Book Romance. And we're doing a song on the upcoming film St. John Smith with Ethan Dettenmeyer, which features Roddy Piper. Oh, they just heard it on the break?
Yeah,
okay. Roddy Piper and all those folks.
We know, Scott. We know.
Yeah, well, I just like
Chuck
to brag.
was running over here with a lighter.
As Kid Rock says, I don't mean to brag, but I like to boast.
Oh, we get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
So we lost our information source about the basement. We didn't get the story about the basement yet.
Where are they going?
But they
are they going to the basement now?
No, I don't think so.
We should send one of them. I'll go with John down to the basement.
No, I want to go.
Okay.
Oh, you want to go?
Yeah. Why don't we
okay.
Well, I don't know. That's
How's that going to work?
Yeah. Exactly.
And this is
one of us has to
Doug.
stay here.
But I want to.
This is
okay. Well, why don't you go to the basement? You go to the basement with John, and I'll stay here with Doug, and I'll stay here with Doug and Al.
Okay.
And we'll do that. How's that sound? As soon as they come back.
Okay.
I know, guys.
Doug, I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Well,
this is a strange show.
Now I feel kind of bad, but
Chuck's taking a break. He's smoking a cigarette outside. Right. Yeah, we can't smoke in here, so we have to. We have to do it outside.
You're right, though. At least one of us has to stay here and man the fort.
But the great thing is, I think...
Well, it's not like I'm not an experienced talk show host. But
That's right.
I would have nobody to talk to.
How many years was that again, Doug?
We're going on our 6th year.
Oh, my God.
Well, because we're in our 5th broadcasting year. Your very first year is your 0 year, right?
Oh, good. This is our 0 year.
We're in year 0.
You're in year 0. So actually, Actually, you're in because your age is 0, but you're in your first year of broadcasting.
So in December we'll be 1,
and then you'll be in your 2nd year of broadcasting.
Okay, that makes sense. So right now we're 11 months and a couple weeks old.
Right, exactly.
All right. Well, hey. That's good. That's why we snag the professionals here.
But you're still in your first year of broadcasting.
That's why we snag the professionals, though.
I'm still wearing the little Happy New Year, sash.
Now remember, I was
the giant top hat.
I was broadcasting in 2002 on 90.9 FM.
The diaper could go, but
Well, no, I'm wearing clothes because I don't want weird people out.
Trey, put your shirt back on. My God.
Normally I do have the diaper on. Just walking down the street. Maybe I have a cane and a monocle.
Oh my God. Hey guys, I know my name says I'm in the chat room tonight, but really I'm not. I'm kind of hanging out over here because I'm too far away from the computer to do it.
Scott's trying to use his telekinetic powers to.
I don't think it's working.
Room.
Who else in the chat room?
I don't know. I can look it up. I know Scott from Robin Valley's in there.
Oh, Robin Valley Community Radio, Omaha,
they're shooting
Nebraska.
us up tonight. Yeah,
that's right.
Excellent, good community out there.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
And that's exactly one of the things that I is one of my pet.
Passions.
One of my things that I really, really dig. I dig, obviously, independent music.
Oh, yeah.
And I also dig community radio.
Oh, community radio is excellent.
The low-power FM stations that we're finally allowed to have.
FCC Part 15.
Not in the Detroit area.
Really?
We're too close to an international border.
Ah, that's true.
Because Windsor is so different from Detroit,
Yes, it is.
But being so close to an international border makes it sound so,
Oh yeah.
So European.
Yeah,
it does. Flavor.
Like those guys at the checkpoint, saying your passports, please, And
oh wait. Trent and I have a very funny story coming back from Canada.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And this was before the 9/11 thing.
Don't look at the trunk. No, nothing to declare.
We were what 19 years old? No, we were 20 years, 19 or 20?
We were 19. I think
and we
you
went
were
up,
20, I was 19.
I have a feeling it was you were over 19.
No, I was.
Because
one of us was 19,
reason
the other
to
was
go
20.
to Canada when you're 18.
No, well, see, we
when you're
live in
19,
North Carolina.
Right, when you're 19, it becomes legal to drink.
Well, maybe that was it. We were 19. I think Trent was 19 and I was 20, and our friend Derek. Well, Derek was going up there because he spoke French.
Right.
So we went to Quebec and to Montreal and Quebec City. Well, we're coming back across the border. They were so smiling and nice on the way in. They were welcome to Canada. Come on in.
Come on in, eh?
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
have any guns? No. Do you have any drugs? No.
Great.
Welcome to Canada.
Exactly. On the way out. Of course, the first mistake we make is we cross over in upstate New York.
Yeah.
They have attitudes there. much more so than I do. I know it's hard for you guys to believe as much of a Christian conservative as I am. But anyway, so we pull up, and I think am I driving? Derek's driving.
Derek's driving, but we fuel the fire. Go ahead.
Yeah, now Trent, by the way, this is a really funny story. He had just taken up the art of origami, and this man is a master origami craftsman, by the way.
I am.
And he had...
Wow, I'm impressed.
You
wouldn't know it to look at you.
That's true.
That's
Normally...
amazing hidden talent.
Smash things and stuff, but no, origami, it's very delicate.
The club that you carry.
Yeah. It was like a zoo. When he opened the van door, it was like a zoo. There's like 30 paper animals that fall out. It's like a zoo of animals. It's like Noah's Ark in a van.
Well, I was just learning it. It was the joy of paper folding. Anyway,
he made like God knows how many of these, because it's like a 22-hour ride from here up there, man.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, what is that? It's a life-size giraffe.
Giraffe. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know why we have it, but go ahead.
But yeah, monkeys. I remember.
I made it out of a scrap of paper.
And here's the first thing. They're listening to Bush 16 Stone at the time. That was a big record. And I'm like, these guys suck. They're never going to be anything.
Yeah.
God, was I wrong, right?
Oh, what about Ugly Kid Joe? You thought they were
I thought they were going to go huge.
They were a one-hit wonder.
Dude, I was a huge hair metal fan in the 80s. So I still like hair metal.
Scott, we're steering away.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
From
Okay.
the story.
Well, so the story goes like this. So we get up to the border in upstate New York. And we've got the window rolled down, it's like anything to declare and all that. I was like, no. And she's like, do you guys have any drugs or any guns or anything that's, And I look directly over at Trent and I say, did you hide the guns and the coke?
And the heroin. It was heroin.
Yeah, or the heroin. And he says, and he looks down, he's like, oh yeah, man. And then when we
I
look
put
back,
him away.
They pulled us over. They took all of our stuff out of our pockets. They looked with mirrors under the van. They took the van apart in different places. I mean, it was.
We were there for like 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours.
Did they leave the van like laying in pieces?
No.
They put it back together?
They're courteous enough to reattach parts.
That does not happen in Detroit. In Detroit, they tear
the Rock City, man.
Right, Detroit, Rock City. Detroit. Is that what he was saying?
In that 8 Mile, man? In that yo?
8 Mile, yo. I actually live like not far from 8 Mile.
Oh
but anyway,
God.
I'm into
Do you know?
Do I look like?
What? Do you have any friends that have shot themselves in the foot?
What?
Wow.
Was that?
Oh my God! All right. So Detroit has that thing on Halloween, though, don't they? Where they used to burn like. Isn't that wasn't it?
It's called Angel's Night. They call it Angel's Night now. It's a
it used to be
media
Devil's
thing.
Night. Though.
Devil's Night is.
What was the deal with that? It didn't happen anymore.
Oh yeah, it happens, but not to the extent.
What's the story behind that?
That sounds
what's the story behind that?
You guys don't have a Devil's Night?
Not that I know.
Well,
do we
only in.
We have a Devil's Night. Chuck's trying to be all sophisticated now.
No.
Of course we do.
We are intercontinental. We have Devil's Night.
Yes, of course.
The night before Halloween.
Oh yeah, okay. No, not that I would do something like that. But I'm on my moral high ground. Of course not.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, that's what it was. You would take a bar of soap and you would soap people's windows. I
was thinking about fires or something.
You would also
burn
things.
Well, in the suburbs, you use soap and toilet paper and eggs, rotten eggs, usually, preferably. But
mess up a paint job.
But in the city, they use, gasoline and matches.
Wow.
And they would basically, and whole neighborhoods would gang together and they'd be like, okay, that eyesore of a crack house down the street?
Oh,
burn it down.
We're burning it down, okay? And they're like, oh, okay, sure.
Wow.
What do you need? Oh, a gallon of gas? Okay, sure.
And I thought this was a bad thing. See, it was actually a good thing.
Well,
was Pat Robertson in on this?
The problem with it was that, to have so many fires all of a sudden,
the fire department
was overworked and there were mistakes and
mistakes.
Yeah.
Oops, that wasn't a crack house. I didn't know the mayor lived
there.
That
was an orphanage. Oh no.
A homeless shelter.
No, not that kind of a thing. They were like the firemen were all rushed and in a hurry, and of course they're trying to
put out 17,000
all
fires
these
at one
fires
time.
all at the same time, and so they're in a hurry, and mistakes happen in that activity. So what happens is there were injuries and. I don't know if there were deaths, but maybe. Oh. And so what happens is would it make a better story if there were deaths?
Yes.
Okay, then and deaths.
There were deaths,
injuries, and deaths, and so they came up with this idea. The Detroit's former mayor, who is not really cool at all, he's like very businessy, and
he was a young
That's our current mayor. But the former mayor was, businessy.
Now,
and
Chuck
all.
knows everything about politics everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I swear to God he does. Am I not right, Trent? Everywhere.
No,
pretty close to
our
it,
current
yeah.
mayor is a homeboy. Yes,
Is
he
down
has
with
a
it?
posse.
8 Mile?
Yeah, he is down
Yo,
with an 8
all
mile
right.
yo, and he has a posse. Everything. He's like really good to go. And he got in real big trouble over his Lincoln Navigator. Evidently, you're not supposed to buy one on the city's money. If you're going to use it,
Imagine that.
Yeah, oops.
Abusing.
We're going to bring John Zaffis on with us if that's okay. John, are you available?
What? Were you done talking about Devil's Night, Doug?
I guess so.
I just cut people off here, Doug. You get used to it.
That's not right.
I'm used to this.
So basically,
I do a show with Scott L.
Yeah.
But
Me and him would get along great, wouldn't we? No, we probably wouldn't. We'd probably kill each other.
It'd be all these half sentences. It'd be a half sentence show.
And what? And and that. Well,
I tell you what, though, Doug, and I mentioned this before to you on the way about when we started our show, how we had listened to your show and thought, man, you know what? That's such a great concept. And you guys used to keep me.
Talk show.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad I thought of it.
The whole, you know what I'm saying, though. No, I mean, the way that you guys exchange, and that's why I wanted Trent on, and that's why, I was like, man, I got to revive this thing, and I didn't know the internet could do that at the time when we started.
I have to say the two-host format is my favorite.
Oh, it's great.
It's really, really worked well for Scott and myself. I think that I probably could do a single-hosted show,
sure.
But I don't know if I'd want to. It sure seems like a lot of work. When you've got somebody to work with and play off against.
I mean, I do a single-host show. No, I'm kidding. Trent's looking at me now.
I know. Wouldn't you really dig?
No, I don't. No, I love having Trent here. And Trent. The great thing about Trent is there'll be something. Yeah, you're my boy, dog. Now there'll be something come up. Some guy will be talking about some cryptid thing from 8 million years ago, and Trent will be like, "Oh yeah, I know about that."
Yeah,
and also, if you examine the stone tablets from that era, and I'm like looking at him, going, "What in the heck is he talking about?"
That sounds like Will. Will is our encyclopedia.
Gosh, that's Trent. That's Trent.
Will is the encyclopedia of ghosts and hauntings.
Oh my
I think that title was taken by someone who wrote encyclopedia. Rosemary Ellen Guiley.
Yeah, that was.
Encyclopedia
I've
of
actually
Ghosts
got
and
that
Hauntings.
book. Yeah.
Well, Will is that in person form.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's portable.
Trent is general knowledge. Period. I mean, he's got it all.
All you do is you throw.
If you
fast
take
food
a map,
at it,
seriously, if you take a map right now of the world, I guarantee if it didn't have any names on it, just had dots, you could point to a city, he'd be able to tell you exactly where it was.
Wow.
I know all the capitals, pretty much, almost all of them
in the world.
Yeah, just about.
Test them, come on.
Michigan.
Oh, come
Not
on.
state capitals, but I think.
No, I mean like countries, like weird.
Actually,
countries.
America is the only
like
place
Zimbabwe.
I don't know. Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
I think it's Harare.
See what I'm talking about? Madagascar.
Antananarivo. That's
Uganda.
Kampala.
Chile.
Santiago.
Well, we're down there, Paraguay.
Asuncion.
That's what I'm talking about. No, weird.
Yeah, but he could say anything, and I'd be
well,
like,
we can look at, we got the
was
podcast.
Actually, Chile
we can go
might.
back.
Yes.
We can go back.
I might not be right.
Oh,
about
it's
Chile.
You guys listening on the internet tonight, you can check
Captura
Trent's
Marcos.
accuracy.
That's true.
Wikipedia.com.
Google.com. Either one.
Actually, it might not be
Either.
Santiago, but for Chile, but.
Oh well, I mean, in general though, it's just really strange. He
It's
has
a
wealth
city
of
in Chile,
knowledge.
Yeah.
so I
And
mean,
Trent
that's
does. He has a
it's
wealth
lot
of
more
knowledge.
than I
It's
can
just
do.
Amazing.
It's not really doesn't really come in much
Is there a
handy,
capital
though.
of Antarctica?
I don't know. Is there?
No, it'd probably be like the international.
Oh, that.
Station
Is there
down
people
Yeah,
there.
but
in
they
the
call
chat
it by a
room?
name. It's somebody or somebody.
Oh yeah, there's
somebody's
people in the
station.
chat room. That's great.
Yeah, I don't think so, but it's divided up into.
Chuck's gonna
various
be Jay
countries,
Scott.
Though. Various nations have little slivers of Antarctica.
We're gonna
Yeah,
bring.
that's
We're gonna
true.
bring.
It's common practice, but
That's our chat room. We're gonna bring John Zaffis on here in a second. If that's okay with you guys.
Sounds good to me.
John, you want to take my place? I talk too much as it is. Thanks so much.
That was a quick swap.
well, nice and smooth. You know,
that was swift.
John, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, what do you expect to find or do down here? I mean, what would be some of your tactics, shall we say, if we encounter something?
I think it involves pink tutus and leotards.
Does it have anything to do with a green alien? Anything?
Green aliens?
We might experience something that might shed a whole new light on the paranormal realm.
I believe that could happen. The green alien did not come with me to this place, so we have a family of them now, you know.
family.
Yeah, and they've got responsibilities and school schedules and
Do we
lunches.
really want to go there?
And they have, interspatial, classes. It's so busy around this time of year. So
all right,
after that.
I have to ask the question.
Okay.
I'm not psychic, so I can't pick up on this. How did that alien multiply?
Okay, and I'll give you the answer.
I mean, there's a lot of rumors now. Come on.
And I'll tell you the honest truth, but I won't explain the truth. Okay, I'll just tell it to you.
It has nothing to do with latex.
No, but it has a lot to do with the U.S. Postal Service.
Oh.
So I'll just let you think on that, and you guys can, wonder about. Yeah, or no, that probably explains it, doesn't it? No, okay.
No.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yep, but that's it. That's how it happened. USPS.gov.
Okay. Well, what are we hoping to find here tonight? I don't know. I'm hoping it's a new adventure. We're walking into something where we don't know too much about the history of it as far as the haunting goes. And just sitting here as we were chit-chatting away, we had the VCR automatically go on.
So I think the VCR is the heart of the haunting.
I don't know if it's the heart of the haunting.
What? Wait, I gotta go.
But actually, John, that might be a good thing that we don't know the history necessarily, because we don't have any predispositions of like, okay, a woman wearing in white was killed here at some point, so we're like thinking, oh, I'm going to expect to look for a woman in white. We don't know what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So I
agree with you 100%.
So
a lot of times not knowing anything at all. Jay Scott's looking for a woman in red. I want to know why red.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Whoa, psychic abilities, he says.
So,
I just have a question for you, real quick, John. And that, what do you find are the best hours to do this type of expedition? Are there better hours that are more generally on all the ghost hunting things you've been involved with? What are the best hours that you sense the most paranormal activity, or if there is a?
Yeah,
that's a good question from the
basically
audience.
is usually from 9 to 6 a.m. That's when you'll get most of your activity will actually kick up.
Huh.
So
and that
that's
sounds like dark time.
And then dark time. And then usually 12 to like 2 to 3 is when you get the really heavy duty type stuff, and then everything will peak out right after that.
So you can actually sleep.
You can actually sleep.
People
always say, "How
work
could you
and
sleep
nap."
in a haunted house?" You get used to it. You just go to sleep. Unless the house is levitating or the furniture's flying around, I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at that too. Sleeping through a levitation stuff. Still, I got to work on that. And we were surmising.
What color are the family members?
Well, one is blue, the other is another green one. So we don't know how the blue one happened. We have no clue.
Okay.
No clue.
Okay.
It's all that genetic, manipulations and things. No, they don't mutate. They do it in a lab, I think.
Okay.
From what I understand.
Right. Well, that's a good place.
The
to do it,
I guess it's
nice
better,
and sterile.
It's better than in public. So, so anyway, we were surmising about the hour question earlier.
Yes.
And one of the things, the only thing I had to add, because, but I did have to pipe in to make sure that everyone knew I was paying attention, was that after between 9 and 6, generally there's less traffic, less industry going on, less ambient noise in the area. That's in that time zone.
That's true.
So there's less noise pollution going on.
Absolutely.
So that corresponded with your answer, which was obviously much better. That people are paying attention more because you're relaxed.
There you go.
You are, it's just a totally, during the daylight, you're wired, you've got things to do, you've got responsibilities, you've got to pick up the kids from soccer, you've got all these things going on. At night, it's more like, and you're relaxed, you're a little bit, it's not quite, like, I don't know if you could measure
Doug,
it.
you pay attention to what I say. I don't believe it.
Wow, gold star for Doug.
I try to learn.
There's something else. I can't remember where I read this, and but I wanted to say that 3 o'clock in the morning was what they call the witching hour, because it was the direct opposite of the Trinity.
Correct.
Like 3 in the afternoon was when Christ passed on, or something like that. That's why 3 a.m. is like the witching hour, because it's the mockery of 3 p.m.
I thought the witching hour was midnight.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I read this.
When I grew up, the witching hour was midnight.
Yeah.
You know where you heard that from?
That was Emily Rose. Yeah. They
Did I read it?
Exorcism of Emily Rose was 3 o'clock, 3 a.m.
But it seems to make sense
Yeah.
though in like a theological way. You know, like the height of wickedness.
No, that basically the witching hour from you'll get many varied information from different people and stuff, but usually 12 o'clock is the witching hour, and usually 3 a.m. marks the Trinity, and that's when most of your activity will kick up.
I mean, it just seems to make sense to me somehow in like a broader spiritual theological way. But you know,
is there anything to like would that assist a spirit then in giving it any kind of celestial power? I mean, is there more? Is it easier for them to come through then, or is it just a more happening time for them?
Well, usually when you have that time, the time framing is when most of your occurrences are going to take place. So like you said earlier, because everybody's tired and everything like that. And it takes less energy for spirit to manifest in the dark.
Okay.
So therefore, if it was during the day, that's going to take a lot of energy for them to be able to do that. But in the nighttime, it takes a lot less. Plus, it takes a lot less for it to be able to try and communicate or get something across to you, or to do something while you're just sitting around in the house. Because you'll hear a lot more noises in the evening than you will during the day, just in reference to what you had explained to me about all the daytime,
right,
all that noise.
What's interesting, one of the things that I did since I last saw you was I read the Little Red Book about the Bell Witch haunting, because I bought that.
What you dudes with all this red here tonight?
That's
red.
But you know the
Red
Bell
rum.
Witch, the Little Red Book, and I read that. Because I bought the last one because I think was Troy Taylor went up and spoke about it. And he's like, I think there's a vendor here with it. And I'm like, oops, I gotta go. So I ran over and I bought that last book and before everybody got out of the lecture. And I read that book. Fascinating book. The Bell Witch herself is still unexplainable to me. Just an amazing entity with the cruelty, but the kindness. It really does show it all.
it's a ghost with a personality, like a real distinct one.
It's
You know,
a real fractured one. At
Oh,
one
yeah.
point, 3 different personalities. But they said she would do things during the day. Obviously, the things that were reported in this event were high energy things.
Absolutely.
There was the knocking, the rapping, all things that we're familiar with. There was very little that, other than maybe transfiguration and stuff happened too, but that doesn't happen nowadays all that often that I know of that gets reported. But in this, they had some weird stuff. They had the weird animals, but it had everything. It had pulling the sheets off. It had, a little bit, just a tiny little bit of manifestation when she shook somebody's hand. And when one of the people tried to capture them when she sat down on a bed or laid down on a bed or something, and they tried to capture her, but that didn't work out very well for him. Go figure. So she has these powers are exhibited. And I noticed that while she was able to do it during the day, most of her prolonged activity was at night.
Correct. Now, but when you have something to the degree of the Bell Witch, when you have those manifestations and those things that can transpire during the day and some of the activity, you're dealing with a pretty intense type of situation there. And with that whole case there, when you refer to it as the Bell Witch, was it just a witch?
Well, I
Or
think
were
that's a
there
very
other
poor
things intertwined in there.
Yeah. I think that was a very poor name.
We just woke Jay Scott up. Demon. Demons.
He's ready to get the holy water. Can you just burn sage?
I got the holy water with me. I don't travel without it.
Can't you just burn sage and get rid of a Bell Witch?
Yeah.
Heretic.
Can you just burn sage? Now, seriously, sage is actually burnt to invoke spirit.
Well, okay.
Good one, Doug. Burning the sage. This will get rid of the spirit.
What is smudging then? Smudging is burning sage, isn't it? And
there are
to bless a
different
house.
methods and different belief systems when it comes into saging or smudging. There's different techniques. There's different culture belief systems that could be applied to that.
For
So
example?
that depends on how it's being done. I mean, we know Native American, their approach is going to be a little bit different than from what a Wiccan person would basically do to do a clearing or what have you.
That's true.
But when your average person starts just going about burning the sage and everything, that can and a lot of times will invoke.
So it might have
spirit.
the opposite effect.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and that's like, you know, if you go into a field and you find this leaf and you don't know what it is and it's got 5 fronds, and you can either make a cigarette out of it or you can make a rope out of it.
That's true.
So it
depends on your need, really.
I guess it depends on what you need. Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. But with sage, you could do, you know, what you intend, and you could inadvertently do the opposite.
That's true. Well, I mean, just like any of that stuff, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, then you probably need to not do it. You know, that's always been my, you know.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
That is
crap.
amazing. You know, that is absolutely amazing because I'm sitting across the room, and that is like the advice of the evening. I'm
the
telling
heretic
you,
woke up.
if
Jay
you
Scott.
don't know, if you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it.
I guess so.
I dig that.
I mean, when we're talking about paranormal stuff, you know, sometimes that's an advantage. Just, okay,
Well-
Scott, go.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna say we've been doing this radio thing for a while, and we have no idea what we're doing. So it works out okay.
That's true. You know, it all ties in. It's a complete circle. Somehow.
Ah, I see.
No, what I was gonna say is this is, I want to pipe this anyway. I met John Edwards, the senator, not the psychic. And I just want to say, I've got a picture with me.
What relevance does it have to the show, Scott?
I've got a picture with me, and I've also got a picture of me and the Mothman statue. I'm going to put those on the website later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what those have to do with anything, but I want to say that we're going to have to take a break in a minute. But what I wanted to do was...
I'm thinking of writing a letter. Yeah, I just thought I'd say that.
877 scare you 2. 877 scare you 2. Give us a call here.
I have a picture of me and George Norrie.
Do you really?
And it's on my website.
Wait a minute. That's because you were on Coast to Coast. Can you say that again for me, Doug, please? I was on Coast to Coast. I was on Coast to Coast. I was on Coast. We know. Let me get 5. How long? 5 years? How long? 5 years? How long? 5 years? Okay. Now, guess who else has been on Coast to Coast? John Zaffis. He's been on Coast to Coast. Okay. Has everybody in this room been on Coast to Coast except for me, Trent, Chuck, and Al? He's probably been on Coast to Coast last week. Yeah, I mean, God. All right. You know, I have nominated myself to be on Coast to Coast. You know, you can nominate yourself. I don't think George liked that very much. He probably laughed at me. Anyway, regardless, though, I was thinking maybe like after we take the next break, maybe we could go ahead and start the investigation. Yeah. Like
okay.
Send 1 or 2 down, and then the rest will step here, and then 15 minutes later, kind of report on how it's going. I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be more fun.
Run some some form of like a something where the people like the agents are sitting there communicating to the the tech people.
Yes, and if we had a laptop, we could set it up in we could call it base camp.
Yes.
And then we could send people out on missions. And who
You
doesn't
know what I'm
get
talking
this?
about.
Who doesn't get this?
Yep.
Echo 1 to home base.
Badger 1 to Badger 2, come in Badger 2. Over.
Who gets it? You get this? Do you get this line that I'm doing? You get what I'm talking about? Do you get what I'm talking?
Well, when you're talking about base camp, it just relates right back to me where UFOs and aliens.
It's close. Yeah, I know. Everything I do is tied in with the alien guys. What do you think? You think you know?
No, not
do.
really. I just
you don't know, but you know. It's okay.
Or Mount Everest or
it's
something.
It's all celebrity paranormal on our very own VH1, as if we're on that show. But they celebrity paranormal is what?
Tell them about the pilot.
What pilot?
The pilot you're doing.
No, I can't. That's hush hush.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Well, now you teased them, Scott, giving them nothing in return.
But no, we're involved in several projects. No, you can leave it. We never edit anything.
When Trent made those racial comments, I had
Oh man. Well, okay, like you don't do that.
How far south
what
are
you knocked
we?
off? What, Canada, France, and Australia, like in the same show? I think Scott. What you like knocked the Canadians, the French, and like the Australians? Yeah, all in one show. You know, you hit 3 different nationalities, but. Yeah, I think yeah. Anyway,
that's okay. I alienate whole subcultures.
Oh, wow.
So it works out really well. I alien. Oops.
Alien.
I didn't mean that.
Alien.
I didn't mean that.
Anyway, but Scott, you got a point. I mean, maybe after the break, we'll do some investigating, and some people will stay here, and some people will go elsewhere.
Yes.
Great. Let's take it out.
So UFO hunting coming up after the... ghost hunting coming up right after.
Well, we didn't find a ghost, but there was a Sasquatch running around here somewhere.
Cue the break.
Yeah.
Cue the break. Is it break time? No, we have to wait.
Is it break time? Well, we have to wait for the producer with the
I'm going to wait.
Okay, you're going to wait.
I'll just wait.
Maybe the rest of us are...
Just like this. For the break. As soon as it's break time, I'm out of here.
We'll be right back.
Okay. All right, we're...
Remember when paranormal radio used to be open to New Age ideas and every possible form of spiritual enlightenment?
It's a religion based on the understanding of consciousness, the understanding of nature, in particular fertility laws.
To my spirit guides are those who have passed over. And, you know, I've always been able to see colors around people, which I've known now to be called auras.
Maybe coming to the close of one kind of psychic life, and I very much believe that this was what the Maya were really trying to talk about.
Well, we're not putting up with that. World of the Unexplained. Conservative paranormal talk. Big on God. Big on guns. With your hosts Jay Scott and Trent Lackey. Heard Mondays live from 8 to 10 Eastern on Planet Paranormal Radio.
Roswell, UFOs, flying saucers, alien abduction. Are we alone? Information regarding this and many other questions about the unknown are only a click away at www.theufostore.com. The UFOstore.com offers hundreds of DVDs about UFOs, aliens, crop circles, conspiracies, Bigfoot, suppressed science, ancient mysteries, and the latest DVD releases like Dan Aykroyd Unplugged on UFOs and the Alien Files 5 DVD set. The UFOstore.com also offers the book Roswell, It Really Happened by Jesse Marcel, one of the last survivors of the Roswell UFO crash that examined the spacecraft wreckage in 1947, revealing its hidden secrets. Log on to www.theufostore.com and request a free UFO Store catalog. To receive a free catalog by mail, call 541-523-2630. That's 541-523-2630. TheUFOstore.com, the largest selection of UFO products on the internet.
Every Halloween at midnight, the devil simultaneously appears in two places: the high plains of India and a quiet cemetery in Kansas. It's November 2nd, the Day of the Dead. Two federal marshals report to the small town of Shinbone, Kansas, moments after a tornado warning, to transport a prisoner with no past, no identity. He is known only as Sin Jin Smith. Starring Roddy Piper, Richard Tyson, Jonathan Davis, Kevin Gage, Gary Casper, John Philbin, Billy Duffy, Charles Cyphers, and Eileen Dietz. Check out the movie that critics are calling one of 2007's most anticipated horror films by visiting www.sinjinsmith.com. That's www.sin-jinsmyth.com. St. Jin Smith is a Snapkick Productions film, written and directed by Ethan Detmeyer. Coming soon to a theater near you. Remember when paranormal radio used to be open to New Age ideas and every possible form of spiritual enlightenment?
It's a religion based on the understanding of consciousness, the understanding of nature, in particular fertility laws.
To my spirit guides are those who have passed over. And, you know, I've always been able to see colors around people, which I've known now to be called auras.
Maybe coming to the close of one kind of psychic life, and I very much believe that this was what the Maya were really trying to talk about.
Well, we're not putting up with that. World of the Unexplained. Conservative paranormal talk. Big on God. Big on guns. With your hosts Jay Scott and Trent Lackey. Heard Mondays live from 8 to 10 Eastern on Planet Paranormal Radio.
Hey guys, it's Jay Scott. We're back here at World of the Unexplained. What we've done is we've decided to send a team down, and that team consists of Doug from Ghostly Talk, John Zaffis, and our very own Trent Lackey. They're going down, I believe. Are you guys going to the basement, Doug?
Yes.
Okay, they're going into the haunted basement, And, yeah, so they're going to come back up and pop in if anything weird happens.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
So wish us luck.
Okay, we will.
And if we had any of them communicate, you've never seen VH1's show, have you?
No, I haven't.
Is that the one with Coolio?
Oh, it has all kinds of minor celebrities. Yeah.
Minor celebrities. Hey, watch out, man. You remember what Coolio did with Weird Al, man, boy.
Attempted to sue him and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, no. He was like he fronted him on the movie awards or music awards or something. You remember that? Yeah. Anyway, guys, the phone hasn't rang at all tonight except for the one time that Anita's brother was calling. So if you guys want to call in, the number here is 877-SCARE-U2. We've got a local line, but I don't remember what it is now. It's changed. It's not our normal studio line. But the number here is 877-SCARE-U2. Just use that. And call us up, 1-877-SCARE-U2. That number is toll-free, so you will not be charged for it. Call us from anywhere in Canada, the U.S., or Mexico if you're listening down there. If you're out of country, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to have Dr. Al Proffit sit in with us here in just a moment, if we can find him. And he's got there he is. Wow, you snuck up on me, Al.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, tell us, what is that noise?
The toilet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We broadcast live from a home location.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, I heard this noise, and I was like, what is that? Okay. Paranormal, yeah.
Yes.
This is the toilet. All right. Well, it happens.
And it didn't flush itself.
Oh, well, that's good and bad, I guess, for what we're looking for. But anyway, so Trent, are you going down with him?
I am.
Okay, great. So
I fear nothing.
He fears nothing. Well, he also believes that demonic possession can occur. So hopefully, spending some time with John.
No, I didn't say that at all. I mean, I have my own personal views on how demonic possession works.
You just don't think it can happen today.
No, I didn't say that either.
You said that before.
No,
I can play back the tape.
Yes.
Chuck, play back track 1.
No,
he's going to sit down now.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting on them. But I mean, what I was saying was that the demonic possession in the way that you see it on film and everything with the howling, screaming kind of kids.
I don't know.
Or
Did you see John was on a haunting last night? It came on TV. And he was telling me, he's like, obviously they Hollywooded it up a lot.
Yeah.
But he was telling us the story before you got here.
Yeah,
the lady's sitting in the chair, and she was basically, her entire body levitated straight up in the air except for her head was touching the back of the chair. That was it.
No
he said he
kidding.
couldn't believe it. Got on tape.
Well, okay, maybe I'm totally wrong.
I think he's got that. John, you have that on tape? The levitation thing with the lady in the chair? Yeah, you've got that on tape.
Anyway, it's a long-winded thing. But
Trent doesn't believe in demons. We've talked about this before.
Well, I mean, I'll get to it later.
I told him to hang around with you for a while, John. He'd believe.
So is Doug going down there with him?
Yeah, Doug and you and John.
All right, well,
Come on.
all
You can ask anybody on the East Coast. You want to experience something? Hang around with the old man.
Hang around with the old man.
All right, we'll be back.
We hope you are.
Good luck.
Yes.
All right.
So, Al, I don't know. I was outside smoking, so I didn't catch a lot of the history at the house. What did I miss?
Well, just basically I went into the fact that this is the home place of John Harden. I don't think he built this home, but he bought it and he moved here. And he is the author of Tar Heel Ghost and of the Devil's
Where's Doug?
Trampling Ground.
I'm sorry, Al.
No, go right ahead.
We're trying to locate Doug. Has he already gone down there? Do you remember where the basement is?
I haven't been down.
Can you show him where the basement is?
I can show him where the basement is.
I'll
Absolutely.
keep him company.
entertained.
That's right. I will.
Absolutely.
Big on God, big on guns. All right, guys.
We lost Doug.
We lost Doug. Supernatural experience. The monster guy.
We call him
Oh man.
the toilet monster. He's related to Gamblor.
Oh my God.
Monster of gambling.
All right, Trent, go before you get lost. All right. Now, anyway, so let's see. What was I was thinking. I got my picture taken with John Edwards, not the psychic John Edward, but the former senator of North Carolina, John Edwards, and a real nice guy, a real good Christian guy. I know he's a liberal, but other than that, I can look past those things. So I'll put that on the website. Even though he is a liberal, I still like the guy. It's not all bad. I mean, there are some good liberals. They're very few and far between, as we all know. But it's okay. John Edwards. Yeah. But, I mean, other than that, Doug was asking who the liberal was. But anyway, Doug, are you a liberal, Doug?
I am.
He's coming
here
back
it
to the
comes.
microphone for this.
As far as people go, like politicians.
Okay, he's not going to give us a straight answer.
Does that mean I am? No,
maybe,
actually,
probably, because liberals can't give straight answers.
I lean more toward libertarianism than
okay,
I do.
you're a good guy, and then you vote Republican. You're good.
Then
we'll see in a little bit. Seriously, pop back up if anything weird happens. We want to know about it here first. Well, of course we'll know about it here first. No one else is here. Or are they? No,
well, I know someone turned the VCR on, clearly.
Ooh, that was weird, wasn't it?
It was weird.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
but
that's no problem.
Tell me about, you were talking about John Harding.
John Harding wrote the Tar Heel Ghost and the Devil's Trampling Grounds, and I think every middle schooler in North Carolina basically has read those, and so it's possible that the haunting is associated with that. It's really interesting because Anita came through just a moment ago, and I was in the kitchen and I was talking to her, and she was relating a story to me that one of the guests that stayed in the same room where I got the fire pictures that I was talking about was there, and he and his wife were asleep. And as you know, the Twin Lakes Lodge was mentioned on the Today Show.
Yeah.
And so then he asked her, well, which one of the rooms is it that's haunted? And she sort of sheepishly said, you're staying in it. Oh. And he said, well, I didn't even tell my wife this because I was afraid that she would think I was crazy. But I had my laptop, and it was set up, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is interesting given the fact that John was talking about that the hours between midnight, we're having the discussion as what actually
the better hours are for that.
The witching hours are. And at 2 o'clock, he said he woke he woke up, and he heard something typing at his laptop. And he said, I was afraid to really say anything to my wife, but now that you're mentioning that. And so, as we know, then John Harding was an author, so is it possible that John Harding's ghost was typing, the third of his series of short stories?
Well, was anything left on the...
Evidently not, and I was discouraged about that. Because you hear those stories.
You can imagine getting the Word document out of that.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be great? You had to wake up and
no one would ever believe it.
John Harding's
no
story
one would ever believe it.
No. Yeah, or
it's like me saying William Shakespeare haunts my attic, and I've got an old typewriter up there, and look, here's the lost play.
Back in the 60s.
I could sell 1 million copies. That's a great idea. I should do that.
You should do that. Absolutely right.
Inspired by William Shakespeare.
Or you could even channel. You could go into some kind of trance.
I tell you, you know who I wanted on my show? There's a lady, her name's Pamela something or other, and she wrote a book about channeled conversations with Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted her on, and she did not respond to my email. Can you believe that? Email.
Maybe Elvis didn't want to come on.
I wanted Elvis on.
That's right. Does she talk in Elvis's voice? And
I don't think so. She just wrote a book about it. Well, me and Chuck interviewed Bill Beanie.
That's why I'm surprised that she didn't do it.
The owner of the Elvis is Alive Museum.
Oh, really?
He's a Baptist preacher, actually.
Well, did you tell her this?
No, we tried her first, and then we got Bill.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it all works out. Some years ago, I can't remember Rosemary's last name, but there was a lady named Rosemary that swore that she was channeling the famous composers, and their latest compositions were coming through her, and...
She's selling the albums out of that?
Yeah, she was selling albums, definitely.
Wow.
So,
hey,
that really is a hell of a racket.
Man, I could channel Elvis's music.
You could?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your contortions, you look a little like Elvis.
That's
in this
it,
angle.
man. I could grow the sideburns.
Grow the sideburns. There's a career in this. Of course, we all know that you are a famous singer.
I am.
When you are not here being a radio personality, you are a famous singer. Yes.
I don't know how famous I am, but we'll go with that though. Thanks, Al. So Chuck's been to our show. We made him run lights last night. He was not. He's always doing the production work. He's getting pissed off about this.
You actually performing in your other career last night.
Oh yeah. Jump in here, Chuck. Jump in here.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a seat here.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
It fits him well, don't you think?
Do you need a pair of headphones?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Might be able to stretch these over. Who knows?
Okay. Remember, guys, that number's 877-SCARE-U2 if you'd like to talk with myself, Chuck Browder, or Dr. Alvin Proffit. I'm sorry. 877-SCARE-U2. See how those phone lines are just lighting up? Isn't that amazing? Amazing.
Well, they're all snowed in Nebraska. Is that where they're getting all this snow?
I don't know where everybody's at. It's all over the U.S. right now. So
yeah, that's right. We're being streamed live. Everywhere.
Oh, man, yeah.
All over the globe.
All over the globe, that's right. And we get hits from Russia all the time. We get hits from
Australia.
Australia's a lot. Ghost Radio X. We still get a lot from them. Ghost Radio X carries us. and we get a lot of Australian listeners. But
very cool.
Australia, they probably hate it when I do that. They're like, God, Americans, you know. I mean, they probably got a great American accent. It's like Mel Gibson, you know, when we first did interviews and he talked with this Australian accent, and then later on, now all of a sudden it's like gone. And then I still know people have been here 15 years that still can't, you know, speak without the accent. What's up? What gives?
Yeah. I could go even one step further, but I won't.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, man. Let's take it there.
Oh yeah, you can learn the language
learn to speak
as well.
English.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't want to put it that way.
I'll take it there. We should shut down the borders too. Hey, I mean, when you're right, you're right. You know, shut down the borders. Stop the immigration.
It's just sort of an inconvenience. Hit 1 for English, 2 for.
Exactly. When I go to the library, I don't need to see a sign about not carrying any weapons in Spanish. I can't read Spanish, okay? And maybe that's my fault. You know, I took Spanish for 2 years in high school, but maybe that's my fault that I didn't assimilate to their culture. I'm sorry. You moved here, assimilate to mine. Isn't that what we used to do in 1920s America? Didn't everyone, when they came in, they got assimilated? Here's another problem,
So we
guys,
did in the
too.
60s.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, here's another problem, too. You notice how outbreaks of tuberculosis and things like that we got rid of years ago are now coming back in the country. And the reason they're coming back into the country is because now they're letting these people in the borders without quarantine, without testing. The problems with the borders.
Well, I mean, Hispanics are 12% more likely, I think, to be robbed as well because people know they don't have bank accounts.
Yeah,
and they're
cash.
carrying around large amounts of cash on them. Exactly.
That's interesting.
Education. Speaking of education, Dr. Al Proffit actually teaches at Appalachian State University.
I do. Professor at Appalachian State, yes, in the Educational Leadership Program.
Awesome. And you were principal for a number of years?
I was a principal. I've been superintendent of schools in a couple of locations.
Now, is that a voted for position there? Superintendent?
No, I work for people who are voted in. Boards of Education are voted in, and then the only vote that I had to worry about was getting 3 of 5. That's all I had to worry. There were 5 people on. As long as I made 3 people happy, I had a good day.
Oh, very good, very good. Now, tell us, Al, about what some of the stuff. I don't know how much you had covered with the listeners about what you had discovered here on your last trip, but tell us about more of that.
Okay, good. Yeah, what I discovered here was I took a series of photographs from different angles, and I came up with what we now refer to as the fire photographs because they appear to be flames that are coming out of 2 different doorways depending on the angle that I shot, and they were going to a common place in the ceiling. And at the time that I did not know this, and then Anita Gill told me that particular house had almost burnt to the ground because John Hardin's son stayed in there, and they were playing in the attic, one of them, and set the house on fire. It's separate from. It's a beautiful location here, and they set that part of the premise on fire, that house on fire, and you can still see in the attic, not in the room, but in the attic, you can see the charred remains of where the fire was. And what's interesting with these photographs is that these photographs seem to be the yellowish flame-like anomalies from the photographs are going to the ceiling where the fire actually was, which is very, very fascinating. And we posted that on some websites, and what we came up with
are they still up right now?
I'm not 100% sure. This is through Joshua Warren, Speaking of Strange, and his group Lemur. And we asked for if anybody could help us explain these, because those of us who study the paranormal, we try to be our own best skeptics and try to explain it away. We tried. We couldn't find any way. We contacted other people. We really couldn't find it. And then the only comment that we got back is it appears to be that it was film that had been exposed to light. Well, the interesting part is that there was no film involved. It was digital. It's all digital. So, and I have those photographs with me. We can look at those.
Have you showed those to John yet?
No, I have not showed it to John at this point. We've talked about it. And I'll share those with him a bit later. So, and I tried for 2 days to recreate that. The same lighting, the same camera, the same time of day. I got those photographs the first night I was here, and I tried for the following 2 days to reproduce those, and no matter what I did, I could not reproduce them. And actually, it was pointed out, the reason we refer to them as the fire photographs, I just thought it was weird that we had this yellowish light going up to the ceiling. And one of the other guests was the gentleman who's in charge of doing the brochures for the Lazy Boy Corporation. Greensboro's a major hub for furniture business. And so they were doing shoots, and they were preparing their brochures. And he asked me to go through the thumbnail sketches rather quickly, and I did that on my laptop. I was showing Anita and Bobby Gill what that I had discovered. And it appears as though it does flicker like a flame when you go through it quickly, and it's coming. So it's really, really interesting. And then that's when Anita she was just sitting there. She had her mouth open. She goes, "That's exactly where the fire was in that particular house." So
now, how did Anita acquire this property?
She had a bed and breakfast over on the eastern part of the state. And from what she told me, that they really got tired of the hurricanes. You know, remember some years ago there was a series of hurricanes come through, and I think about the second or the third time that they rebuilt their business there, she thought that she would move further inland. So they looked around and they really just fell in love with this place. And you can see why if you come and visit Twin Lakes Lodge, which I'm gonna give her a plug because this is just a great place, and it's a 5-star all the way around place.
Oh, it's very, very elegant.
It really is, and there could be no better hostess than Anita Gill. And so they just fell in love with this place, and then they purchased it, and you find out that it's got history in addition to being a nice location. We're very close to Greensboro, but yet it is amazingly quiet here. It's just, but you've got all the comforts and the amenities of Greensboro very close, but it's just absolutely a wonderful location. And so they purchased the place, and they hadn't been here long before she noticed that there were things going on and off. The last time we talked about this, things began to happen here. You saw something. Yeah, Chuck saw something.
I'm waiting now.
the VCR turned itself on. But anyway, that they noticed that phenomenon was happening, especially in the room where John Zaffis is staying this evening.
Oh, I'm glad he's staying there and not me.
and that's where I got the photographs too of the fire photographs. And so she noticed that, like, for example, that she would go in and the radio would be turned on. And it wasn't one of the radios that you could set it automatically comes on to wake you up. It wasn't a clock radio. It was that the radio actually had been switched on, and the heat would be on, the ceiling fans would be on, that she was absolutely sure that she had left off the heat would come on, and so that she knew that she was being very diligent, and if you know Anita, you know that she was. And so then that's when she decided that maybe she needed to have somebody come in and look. So then she contacted Joshua Warren. Joshua couldn't do it at that time, so he contacted me, asked me if I wanted to come in, and which I really did. Who would turn down 3 days at Twin Lakes Lodge?
Oh, yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll come stay in your nice place, use your jacuzzi.
If I have to.
Well, twist my arm.
It's a job, but somebody's got to do it.
It's tough.
And so I was here for 3 days, and not only that, I picked up an EVP, but it's a Class C EVP. And for the listeners
can you explain that? Yeah.
that don't know about the different classifications of EVP, you've got an EVP, which is electronic voice phenomenon, and you get this. This is voices that you don't hear with the human ear as you are recording, but when you play back the tape, and I use digital equipment. But actually the thing about it is I use cheap digital equipment, and that seems to work very, very well. But a Class A EVP is to where everybody that listens to it, you just play it in the room, and everybody says, yeah, that's what this says. Everybody knows what they say.
So when you get down to C, it's kind of less hard to distinguish.
Yeah, even when you load it on the computer and you slow it up, you speed it down, you take the noise off of it, and even some EVPs I've never recorded one like this, but you play the thing backwards and it makes sense.
Ooh.
And that's really freaky. I've never recorded anything like that, but I've, when you play something backwards, you're channeling John Lennon at that point, aren't you?
Or Ozzy Osbourne, he's still alive. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I recorded the Class C, which no matter how many times you listen to it, no matter what manipulation you did to it, you could not understand. All we know that it was a man's voice, and it was interesting because I put an automatic voice recorder down there, which means that it automatically turns itself on when there's noise, and I left it down there overnight, and then I noticed there was like 2 minutes that had gone by, and I got all excited. I thought, oh, we've got a monologue here. But what it was, and you could hear this scurrying around, and I thought it was really great. But actually, what happened was that I found a half-eaten nut beside the recorder, and it appears though it was a squirrel that was missing. But the squirrel was not the man's voice. You just can't understand what it was saying. And that happened where we actually have our investigators doing work right now.
What was that?
There's definitely a noise.
Something with the desktop over here. I'm not sure.
Did you hear that breathing?
I did. I don't know if it was.
It wasn't me, and it wasn't you. I thought it was Al for a long time. I kept watching him.
I thought it was you because you have a little bit of a cold. I thought it was you.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was me too, and I backed off. I still heard it.
Sounds like dead air to me.
No, it is. Let's listen for a minute. Seriously.
Yeah. There was something. Yeah.
It knows.
Well, it does. You know, when we begin to talk about the things that happen here, it seems like it wants to make itself known. So maybe they're down in the basement looking for it, and it's up here with us.
Did you hear that, though? Maybe I'm just imagining things, like I'm spooking myself. I don't know. Who knows? I do have a cold, and oh well.
You got too much Sudafed over there?
No, I'm not taking any. I never take anything, man. I'm one of the old diehard guys that think aspirin is the key to everything. Aspirin will make you better. It doesn't matter if you broke your arm. You know, put a little aspirin in there, you'll be fine.
Good for headaches, good for heart attacks.
That's right,
whole thing.
aspirin.
Absolutely.
Not Tylenol. We don't want none of that. We want aspirin. Man's drug. That's right. Good 1950s man that I wish I could have been. So, I was talking to my friend Graham. You know, I took a trip down to St. Petersburg, Florida, a couple days ago. I drove straight from here down there, and it was a good, 1,600, 1,900 miles round trip. I did it in 2 days. It was not fun. Yeah. I got a little sicker while I was doing the trip, but I remember going down there with my buddy Graham, and Graham was a buddy of mine from law school, and Graham's like, I was like, I'm kind of a 50s kind of guy. I think I was born a little too late. And he says, you rub me that way. I was like, well, hey,
All the more reason to have Elvis on your show.
That's right. I like Elvis. I like Sinatra, too. Sinatra was great.
Nothing wrong with liking
I've got that
Sinatra.
big box set, that big box set they released on CD. Great
yeah.
stuff, man. Great stuff.
Strangers in the Night. Isn't that
Oh,
great?
man. Great song.
Yeah, I like Nancy, too.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, there it went again. Anyway, but you know that we interviewed a long time ago, before Chuck came to the show with us. We interviewed a guy named Mark Hazelwood. He does a thing called Planet X. You've heard of this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we interviewed Mark. He actually thanked me in his second book. I mean, I'm in the back with a bunch of other radio show hosts and things like that. It's kind of cool to have my name in a Planet X book. But anyway, we were talking to Mark, and Mark Hazelwood's dad is actually Lee Hazelwood, the guy that wrote the song "Boots Are Made for Walking."
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's his father.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got about 10 minutes, and we're going to take a break and go downstairs and see what those guys are doing. Give us a call, guys. 877-SCARE-YOU-2. If we're scaring you, too, give us a call. I don't know. I don't think anyone's listening tonight. It doesn't seem that way. We know you're out there. We saw you during the break, so we know we've got some listeners out there, guys. We'd love it if you'd call and give us some feedback one way or the other. If you're listening to us on Robin Valley Radio, give us a buzz, or if you're listening to us on the internet, worldoftheunexplained.com, or on Planet Paranormal, give us a buzz and let us know. There too, so obviously you won't be listening to us. Well, you would be possibly at 99.1 FM, but that'll be
in the future.
And we've got a couple other stations that we're and Fox FM, our newest affiliate. What's it? 101.9. Is that the?
I saw it up on the site. I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
it's
it is
on our
offhand.
website now. Our newest affiliate's Fox. I think it's 101.9 FM. I believe I'll get crucified probably if I miss it. But I met the guy over the weekend. It was really odd meeting him at one of our rock shows, and he was there promoting some bands and stuff. And he came out to see us, and then he found out, he found out that I did a radio show, and I was like, "Hey, you run Ghostly Talk?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." And I was like, well, hey, and this guy just lives down the road from us, probably, in Burlington. We're probably around in Greensboro. We're, 20, 30 minutes away?
That sounds about right.
And he runs it there, and he works for WZTK at night. He's probably there right now. Excuse me, man.
So when does that run?
When does what run?
101. When do they run us?
Oh, I don't know. They're going to start running us Tuesdays, I think. They're just running the archives. We get that in so many places. So if you're listening to an archive now, well, feel like most people. you hear it after it happens. And that's okay, though. Tonight's kind of a weird show because we really don't have anything planned other than, just kind of coming out here. And it's just such a wonderful experience to be here. And we've got such wonderful people. Dr. Alan, I don't know why I keep wanting to say Alan. I guess because Alvin.
You call it a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's because of Prophet Yahweh, man.
Oh, God.
Tell them the truth.
Dr. Al Proffit and John Zaffis and Doug from Ghostly Talk. I mean, just some great guys that come down here with us and shoot it with us on our show. And tomorrow night we're going to be on Speaking of Strange, which is Joshua P. Warren's radio show. You can check that out, speakingofstrange.com. And we're also going to be pimping the new movie that myself and Trent Lackey are in, along with Joshua P. Warren.
Talking Tall.
That's it, talkingtall.com. You can check out some stills from that film right now. If you go to www.talkingtall.com, there's a press release up there, as well as some still frames from the movie, as well as information on how you can come to the very first screening of that film. What's the name of that venue, Al?
It's
something
Bruin.
pizza.
Is it the Bruin View?
Yeah, Bruin
Is that,
View.
yeah,
I think.
you can eat pizza and drink beer.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's a
Asheville,
great
North
place, man. It's the only.
Asheville's a good town.
You got one screen in there, but you can drink and
eat pizza.
Eat pizza. Yeah.
Pizza. Yeah.
Well, that's where it's going to premiere at. It's making its worldwide debut in Asheville, North Carolina, because that's where most of it was filmed. And that's going to be on December 14th. I think the tickets are only $2 a person.
Oh, it's a bargain.
That's a great bargain.
Yeah, it is a bargain.
Even Chuck would pay that.
Oh, yeah.
I understand it's a good film, too.
It is. It's a great film.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
A lot of friends up in Asheville that would shell out $2 to see it
tell
too,
them
man.
to come
Yeah.
up, man. Great.
Absolutely.
Send out a big email. And if you guys out there listening know of any other radio stations that would like to carry our program, World of the Unexplained, please let us know. Just send us an email at worldoftheunexplained@gmail.com, G for Google, because we're always after new ones, because we want to spread the word.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Spread
you like
the word.
the way I said that, didn't you? Because we're the only conservative paranormal talk on the radio, and that's why.
Oxymoron, conservative,
No, it's not.
paranormal?
It's not. You see, because we tell people the truth here, Al, and that's what it is. They're all demons. It's all Satan, and
no more relativism here.
No, we don't.
It's
We don't
all
put
black
up
and
with
white.
that. That's
we'll
right.
have to get John up here to get his take on
We
that.
don't put up with that crap here. We'll like I said, you don't agree with us, call us. We'll make fun of you and hang up. It's that's the way we do it here. We're tired of these liberals taking over our nation, and we're not. We're like I said, it's one of those things where we just tell it how it is. We know what's coming, guys, and what's coming is what the prophecy tells us is coming in the Bible, and it's one of those things that are now obviously heretics like Chuck here. He's our producer, and we love him. We don't want him to go to hell.
And
So we we pray for him. We pray for Doug too. He's a heretic too, and he knows I say that in the most loving way. But
in Christianity, you love everyone. even the
exactly.
heretics.
877 scare you too. Maybe I pissed you two off. So give us a call here, 877 scare you too. We'll talk about whatever you want to. We've had some really creepy stuff go down the house earlier tonight.
It was right off the bat, man. Within the
Right
first
off
10
the
or
bat.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right here in the room with us.
And now nothing seems to be happening.
Yeah.
It's probably because we're trying to actually conduct the investigation now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Figures.
that's the thing about ghosts. They don't often perform on cue.
There goes that thing again.
There is
That's
a
him.
high-pitched whooey or something like that. You're right.
Yeah, and that's really weird. I thought it was me for a while.
Yeah, and I don't think, the laptop, I haven't seen anything move on. I mean, not the laptop, but the desktop. I haven't seen anything move on the screen.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm hearing something from that desktop over there. Not
Yeah.
ours, but the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, well. We got 3 minutes, and we're going to take a break and see how everybody's doing. Chuck, anything on your mind?
You mean ghosts, or
I mean,
am I channeling?
No. Would you bring the Ouija board with you?
No, I left it at home, man.
Oh, man.
It's right on top of the box of Monopoly, in the hall closet.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Right beside your copy of Anton LaVey's Greatest Heretic. No.
In the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, exactly.
Christmas present I never read.
Now, that. Speaking of the Da Vinci Code, we've got a guy coming on. His name is Dr. Daryl Bach. He teaches at the, I believe it's Dallas Theological Seminary. Is that right, Chuck? You don't know. All right. Anyway, Dr. Daryl Bach wrote a book about the Gnostic Gospels, and he wrote a book about debunking the Da Vinci Code and debunking some of these ideas. Right. And it's a very scholarly text, but it's fairly easy to read. And we're going to have Dr. Bach with us later on in December, right before we kick out our year end.
You have some amazing guests on this show.
Of course I do. You're here, Al.
Well, no, I was actually referring to some of the others. I've been spending a lot of time listening to your podcasts, and then to actually have John and Doug here at the same time. Not me, but John and Doug at the same time is a major coup.
To have all three of you guys here.
Well, thank you, but it's a pleasure because I'm getting, we're all basically, we come together this evening, getting to know each other. I know you and I have known each other over the phone and email. It seemed to, you were my best friend that I never really had met face to face.
And we know what your socialist agenda is at those colleges.
The college professors, yeah.
It's part of socialism that they're really masking their communism.
And not only that, I'm a native West Virginian, and we're slowly taking over the world.
That's why they call it a toothbrush. It was invented in West Virginia. You heard that?
And we're going to take a break, and we're going to try to come up with a list of people that we haven't offended yet. And put them on
I'm
the list.
working on it. We'll be back, guys, in a little bit. Give us a buzz if you want, 877 Scare You Too. We'll be right back on World of the Unexplained after this.
This is Doug, formerly of Ghostly Talk, but now officially part of World of the Unexplained. No, I am officially a co-host of Ghostly Talk at www.ghostlytalk.com. But of course tonight I'm guesting. I am the guest of World of the Unexplained, the kind gentleman of or whatever of World of the Unexplained. I heard it was a brutal last hour. The last hour was a little brutal to everybody, so we're going to try and raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
We're going to raise the bar.
Doug, how is that possible?
Well, I guess it's in the mud right now, so.
Well, we'll see about that.
I think everybody was offended last hour. We're going to try and either continue the trend or raise the bar and just talk about paranormal stuff.
That's
I don't know,
true.
whichever you prefer.
For those listeners out there, you can call us at 1-800-877-SCARE-U2. I don't really know what those numbers actually mean on the phone.
I should look it up.
Maybe you should. We can't use the local number, obviously, because we're plugged into the Twin Lakes phone line.
Right.
So
that's
second line.
1-800-722 738 and then the number 2?
Yeah, Scare You Too.
722-7382.
Okay.
So 1-800-722-7382, I think, ought to get you through to us. And we know there's listeners. We checked it out.
Yeah,
we
you
know
guys
that
are out
there's
there.
folks listening.
You know.
If you're listening, give us a dial. We can tell you about the Twin Lakes Lodge. If you've evidently, if you've not turned off your computer, we can tell you about the Twin Lakes Lodge, which is a beautiful place. We're really the whole weekend was designed by the folks at World of the Unexplained.
Yes, it was our little pet project.
And it was a fantastic project. Here's what I like about it. I like that first of all, it involves 2 radio shows, right? Because both of us are independent radio shows and podcasts, right? And it's the hosts of radio shows which are, obviously paranormally styled media, right? Independent media
of the similar vein.
In a similar market. We're getting along, we're having fun, we're ghost hunting together.
Yes, ghost hunting.
This is what it's about. It's about making new friends, meeting people, shaking their hands, and teasing them to no end. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And ghost hunting and having fun and just being together and sharing a common experience. And so it involves 2 independent radio shows getting together, getting along, having a lot of fun. It also involves ghost hunting and a haunted bed and breakfast.
Oh, shoot.
We do have a caller. Let's see who's calling.
Caller, you're on the line.
Welcome to World of the Unexplained.
This is the ghost of John Harding.
Wow. John Harding himself. Well, his ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this is just me, Jay. I'm down in the basement.
Scott.
Yeah,
Scott.
I'm sorry. I had to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right,
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go
Bye-bye.
now.
I'm cutting you off now.
He needs airtime. He needs more airtime.
Yeah, he needs to, peacock a little bit, like they say.
It's about us coming together, showing, hopefully providing an example to the paranormal community, because there's a lot of drama. It gets worse during the summer, I think.
In the paranormal field?
Yes.
There's drama?
What?
Impossible.
I've heard rumor that there's drama in the paranormal field.
Supposedly.
More so than daytime TV. I'm telling you, it gets pretty nasty. I was thinking of getting those little pins, a map of the United States, or maybe now the world, and those little push pins, the color-coded push pins.
I don't know if you'd be able to get them all in there, considering all the new paranormal groups over the past 5 years.
Right,
That's true. They're quite exploited.
How do you color-code the ones that, come into existence and then flare out in a heated debate of some kind?
Yellow.
Yellow?
I don't know. Fire, yellow.
What's a supernova look like? So what we've got is
we need an
drama.
ultraviolet colored thumbtack that you can only see through
Is there
special...
infrared thumbtacks?
Maybe we need to invent them and make quite a snappy buck. You know?
So we're proving that this can happen.
Yeah.
We don't agree on everything. In case you didn't hear the last half hour, I probably disagree with most of that. Right?
I haven't even heard it.
I only right. I just say I probably did because I heard snippets.
Yeah.
People were like, I came upstairs and they're like, oh my gosh, Jay Scott was going on and on and on and on and on about, and then they listed like 80 different topics, and I'm like, uh-oh. It sounded like his socio-political commentary hour.
He does that, and usually it's more than half an hour. But just for the listeners, all three of us, John, Doug, and myself, have gone down into the basement, and we conducted a series of questions to the entity that may be down there. I think we're pretty much in agreement that there was some sort of a thing, correct?
Well,
I'm going to keep it good and vague.
I feel that there was definitely some activity that took place because when you're doing those EVP sessions and you're trying to ask a multiple different things, you throw random things out just trying to see if you're going to get any type of activity. You hope you catch an EVP.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times when you hit a core with these types of situations, you'll get something that will definitely fluctuate.
Okay, we get a call. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'd like to order a pizza.
That'll be $49.95.
Okay, Doug.
Or two for pity.
I'd like to have pepperoni, sausage, and anchovies.
That's an extra $10.
Oh, God, man, you're always ripping me off, man. I mean, come on.
This allow me to introduce. This is
Yes,
Havoc.
Havoc.
Havoc or Elmer, this is our news guy. Oh, by the way, Havoc says hi.
Oh. Are you talking about like Havoc from Rambo? You know, that big Russian guy?
Well,
that's
what he looks like, but he doesn't sound like that.
Oh, okay. Right.
No, this is the GT news guy,
Okay.
and Havoc hangs around in a lot of social circles on the internet.
Okay, cool.
Havoc also he's sensitive. He's got some abilities that he's experimenting with and perfecting. He's working on his psychic abilities.
Oh, okay.
And one of the things he can do, as a matter of fact, is a really good experiment. We might as well get this on tape while you're on the phone, right?
Yep.
He can remote view, kind of. It's not like the kind that you hear about on the on the late night talk shows where you remote view a target and you describe it and you draw a building or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like he sends his feelings out here and he gets things, he gets impressions, and he can describe these impressions.
Well, how do you want to go about that then?
Havoc, can you describe for us what you know now that we're at a haunted bed and breakfast
in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Right, in Greensboro, North Carolina, and you know who's here. But you don't know. I didn't describe very much of anything to you, really. So what I'd like to know is, what do you think about this place? What does it look like? Who is here? What kind of energies are floating about? And any impressions that you get?
All right. First off, the area you're all in, kind of like a lobby type setup. Places pretty much looks like an old, how would you describe it? Kind of like an old plantation style house. I mean, it has 2 stories, a basement, and an attic. When you first walk in, there's a lot of flowers. It's decorated in Christmas time, considering the fact it is, December, besides the point. They have somewhat of a small driveway.
Should we tell you what you're hitting on and what you're not hitting on, or should we just get what you say and then try and remember it and go over it?
Let's hit what we got so far.
Okay. While we're not in a lobby, because I think that was about the first thing you said was a lobby. We're not in a lobby, but it is segmented. I mean, the design is segmented like a lobby. There's a working area on one side of this room, and then there's like a lounge type area on the other side. So it's not technically a lobby, but it's got the same sections as one would find in a lobby. The working area, desk kind of area, and then the area where there's a lounge where people would sit around and talk. So it's It's 50-50. I'd go more toward the, while you use the wrong word, it kind of fits. That's what I would lean toward. What do you think, Trent?
Well, it seems like, yeah, I would definitely not call this plantation style. It's not big and sprawling, but it is definitely segmented, just as you said, Doug.
Right, and then you hit the even John nodded, the small driveway. You hit that right on.
Yeah.
Small driveway right on. I don't know about an attic. I haven't seen one, but
I don't know. There is a basement.
I do know there is a basement.
Yeah, we all know.
So we don't know about the attic at all, but we do know about
attic.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got attic, you've got basement. What were the other? Oh, Christmas, no. Flowers, yes. The flower print, and there's plants all over, but there's no. I didn't see Christmas up yet, but you got the plants and flowers down pat.
So
what were the other elements, Elmer?
Let's see. Is there like an orchid there?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you if something's an orchid.
I haven't seen.
Jumped out and bit me.
I haven't seen your orchids.
Okay.
I haven't seen your orchids, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
Yeah. Let's see what else. You're not going to find anything in the basement. I'm going to first tell you that.
Okay.
Second floor, definitely.
Okay.
I'm getting a vibe from up there, like there's somebody up there who's not really, like, I hate to use dead, and I hate to use alive, because, some people, use different viewpoints on, ghosts, per se. Some people are like, oh, it's a dead person. Well, technically speaking, do we really die? I mean, even the Christian Bible even says we don't really truly die. So, therefore, can't really say anything about that.
Well, I mean, it's also the, if, like we were talking about before, it may not be aware that it's passed on, and it may think that it's still a physical entity when in fact it's not. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but energy is energy, so who's to say what's really alive and what's really dead? So, well, except for God, but, that's the point.
Okay, Elmer,
all right,
what's up there? What's up there?
Goodbye.
Dead or alive, energy or not? What's
I'm
up
giving
there?
you about 10 seconds.
Is it male? Is it female? Does it remember itself? Is it active? Does it want to talk to us?
It's active. Talking-wise, I'm not really for sure. You can leave an EVP there. I mean, not an EVP, but a digital recorder, and just we'll let her go and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. We appreciate you calling, Havoc. Elmo, what did you say?
Elmer.
I like Havoc better.
Havoc is the cool
it's a
screen
good
name.
Yeah, Havoc is something that I would appeal to. Havoc. Maybe I'll have a screen name and call myself Mayhem.
Ooh,
isn't that another
Mayhem.
Sounds good.
We could have Havoc, Mayhem, and Chaos.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a...
Havoc, thank you so much. What?
Actually, if you remember my first screen name, it was Havoc_Chaos.
It was.
Oh, okay.
It was Havoc_Chaos, his first screen name.
All right. Well, I think
Totally
I'll
cool.
steal Chaos Mayhem,
Right, you've got to be
Anyway.
10% different in order not to violate his copyright.
All right.
Thank you, Elmer, so very, very much for calling in. And I'll get with you later. I'll see what's up.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, no problem. Y'all have a good night.
Okay, you do the same.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's
So
cool.
that's interesting. We got some impressions, right? We got some information.
If you stop and think about it, it just dawned on me. He hit something else too. He says up on the second floor, which the bedroom is up above the first floor, over in this wing.
That's true.
Right.
Where they claim some of the activities taking place. So
that's also that's interesting. He did. He hit second floor just like that.
Yes, he did.
He also did say though that the basement was
dead zone. So
a
to
dead
speak.
zone.
Yeah.
And I wonder if here's the thing, and I don't know because I don't know if it is or not. We haven't reviewed our tape yet. I know I sensed something, tension. I don't know what it is, but the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit. Whatever it is. And I don't think it was because it was a creepy basement. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah,
that basement to me is not really creepy.
No, it's remarkably clean.
Yeah, actually,
and
for a basement.
and for a basement, it's actually not bad. I've been in, you go down in mine, it's just full of stuff everywhere. It looks like a basement.
There's an old mattress there with some old American flag.
Of
on the
course,
wall.
yeah.
I don't
Have
know
you
where that
been there?
came
Are you
from.
remote viewing? And so the no, it actually looks a little more like a living room than that. But hey, so close. But it wasn't so much the creepies. It was just I don't know. It was I felt something. We're going to compare notes with the second group.
The second,
when they come up here, right?
Al and Scott and Chuck, we haven't told them anything about our experiences, and so when they come up, we're gonna,
right. We're gonna compare notes.
See what connects and what doesn't. I agree. I don't think it was very creepy, but I mean, there was a certain point where I got a sensation of energy. Like I felt jittery or shaky, but not like in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Well, I could identify an area of the basement where most of the best word that I can describe it is how it felt was tension. But it wasn't tension. It wasn't like, it was just an energy or a feeling.
Yeah.
And I could identify where it was coming from, which means that it was something out of the ordinary.
Yeah. What do you think about it, John?
That definitely, we were all in consensus with that one side of the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And the other side, it was totally different.
Yeah.
But when we were throwing out some of the questions about the kids and the spirits, if it was a good possibility of that, it seems that there was definitely a shift, if you will, in the energy down there.
Yeah.
There was something to that. And when we threw out several of the questions about the kids, it just...
Well, and that surprised me, actually, because there was there was a point where, because you would ask a few questions, and then I would ask some questions, and we sort of bounced back and forth, and somehow the questions all sort of started steering in a direction.
Right.
And because, you would the question would be asked by either, we're getting
another caller.
Speaking of questions,
Fantastic.
We've got a caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Scott from Omaha.
Hey, Scott, what's happening, man?
Hey, not much, just listening to the show. I had a question. I know you've talked a little bit about explicitly recording EVPs in the basement and there at the venue.
That's right.
I wondered if you could talk a little bit about your equipment or what other types of measurements or investigative type techniques you might be using this weekend.
Okay, well then that's a fine question, Scott.
Yeah, Scott, this is Doug. It's nice to meet you. I brought my laptop. I have a laptop computer, and into it I plugged a condenser microphone that connects from, it's a condenser microphone, which means it's the kind that they would use to record bands in studios and things like that. But this is a low-end model that's made just to plug into a computer. You don't need anything in between the microphone and the computer. So that's the relatively new technology part of it. So condenser microphone plugs directly into my laptop computer. I run Audacity to capture the audio. It's crystal clear. That's the difference. This is the kind of microphone that was featured in when GIS was on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. This is the kind that they are leaning towards now because of the crystal clarity that it captures. So, and that's my rig. I didn't bring down for tonight. I didn't bring anything else out. But that's what we started with for tonight's investigation. Tomorrow night, who knows? Maybe I'll bring out the big guns,
maybe
power
so.
packs. I don't know.
And basically, I brought down a camcorder with the infrared on it, a little tape recorder, popped the cassette in with the external mic, and a digital camera. I personally try to keep it as basic as I possibly can when trying to get any type of documentation, because I've noticed sometimes with these types of environments, if you get too carried away with a tremendous amount of equipment, a lot of times that can also hamper a situation. So I feel by keeping it to the basics and trying to just get some EVPs and some psychic photography, I think we'd walk away with some hardcore evidence if we get that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
What do you use on your investigations?
I haven't done any investigations, although I do have a microphone for MP3 player that picks up pretty well.
Okay.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
You got anything else for us,
Question
Scott?
I have is another question I have, if you got time, is I know a lot of times you hear folks talking about EMF meters to measure electrical fields, magnetic fields, that sort of thing. What's your thought on that in respect that, is there even really any evidence that says that would indicate anything significant in any case?
I'm torn. This is Doug again. I have to say, the problem is if you turned on an EMF meter and you held it up to me, and I know I'm carrying around a spirit, a soul, what will be a ghost one day, and you hold it up to me, I don't give off any EMF. So I'm not a fan of it. What I am a fan of, though, is using that kind of thing. I mean, it just measures a change in the environment. If you're using it to measure a change in the environment, and so in that case, if you use an EMF detector, if you use a thermometer, if you use a compass, if you use the kind with the kind that float, not the electronic kind, but the floating kind.
Yeah, the old school kind.
Yeah, the old school kind. If you use pretty much anything to measure a change in the environment as an indicator, something is changing. There's something going on, because I don't know what kind of form a spirit will or a ghost will be able to affect, what kind of change a spirit would be able to affect on the environment. So I would want a variety of measuring instruments. So I would bring a variety, and that would include an EMF detector, but I don't think that a measurement of EMF itself is an indicator of a ghost. So
I see. So like gathering data, but not necessarily assigning any meaning to it.
Right. I think that it helps. I think it helps because if you get a couple of different phenomena going, and then you say also the EMF was through the roof, also, our compass was swinging around, or whatever, and you say and that's where we got this EVP and this photograph of this energy field, and I think that if you add all of that up into one complete package, it adds. It adds to your it validates. It helps validate. But that's all EMF does for me. I would rely more on temperature. I think temperature is a better indicator of, if something suddenly goes cold, if you're in a room and there's, all the doors and windows are closed and you're whatever temperature, and then all of a sudden, brrr, or the opposite. All of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, did someone, give me the hot foot? What's up with that? Yeah. So either way, if a sudden change in temperature, I would believe that would be more indicative of a haunting than just EMF going crazy. Because unfortunately, there's radio stations blasting out, 20,000 watts?
That's true.
So you don't know what's going to happen.
What about you, John? How you feel about the EMF?
It's almost the same type of scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched everything evolve, go into using a lot of this different equipment, and a lot of my team members, they use the EMF, the thermometers, the infrared, and the horns, bells, and the whistles, and we'll walk away with a little bit of evidence. Take 2-3 hours setting all this equipment up, and absolutely not. We'll go in with our basics, and we walk away with our best evidence. So it really depends on your perspective, what you're looking for. Very controversial with a lot of the gadgets that are out there today.
I think so. I think better would be, one lady came on the show when I was doing Ghostly Talk, and she says, you know what, take a helium-filled balloon, a red one. If you're investigating a place with kids are just way attracted to red balloons. And, tie it to something heavy and set it in the middle of the room. And, of course, it's going to sway. It's going to sway with,
it's a balloon.
Yeah, it'll sway and stuff like that. But if it suddenly looks like it's being punched like a punching bag,
then
you're like, oh, holy, I think I might want to get a camera in here, So
interesting.
So, something so simple as a red balloon could attract, if you're working for if you're finding there's little kids, you might as well bring a red balloon and see what they do.
Interesting. Do you have any, that do it for you, Scott?
Yeah, and also just wanted to say I think it's really cool you getting together and doing a live show like this in a venue and broadcasting it, and I'm honored to be able to carry your shows and carry them live.
We're honored.
Like that.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
I honor you. You are one of the most fantastic people out there in the field, broadcasting to the folks in Omaha. That is one of the. I can't do. It's something. You know what? It's something that I cannot do. I cannot do that. I cannot do what you're doing, and I'm jealous. So you keep it up, Scott.
Well, it's really not that hard. If you ever want to give it a try, I can do some consulting on that.
I think you misunderstand me. Not physically. I legally cannot do what you are doing. I physically can do it, but I legally cannot because I am in Detroit.
Were you talking about actual low-power license or the license-free operation? Maybe a difference.
I cannot get a license to do that.
There's no license for this. It's extremely low power.
Okay. Huh. Uh-oh. No, you see, I'm too close to an international border, and they don't allow us to do things like that.
Okay.
If you look in FCC Part 15, they really protect when you're close to an international border, and Detroit's right there.
How about that?
It's terrible.
Keep it rocking on the internet. That's just as good a way to broadcast these days.
Hey, I'm jealous of you though, Scott. Keep it up.
Thanks for calling too, Scott. All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right.
Actually, I should fill in him on people I want to meet on the MySpace page. I put in Stephen. Is it pronounced Dunifer or Dunifer? I don't know, but Stephen. Oh wow, blank stares. I'm old.
Here we go.
Radio Free Berkeley.
Radio Free.
Oh
Berkeley?
my God! More blank stares.
What?
Never mind.
I know Radio Free Europe.
Well, this is similar, but just in Berkeley. Anyway.
Yeah, that huge communist insurgency in Southern California. Where they created a wall over the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a really nasty time for everybody in America. Scott is back, and Chuck's back, and Al is out. What happened to Al?
Oh no, not the swirling vortex of doom got him.
No!
Oh, I hate it when the swirling vortex.
Okay,
of doom
so
shows
I
up.
think we're long due for a break now. When we come back, we are going to cross notes of what was discovered, what we found, so on and so forth. So we'll be back in just a second.
That's right. Big on guns, big on God.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh.
Are we on?
I'm sorry. John's just telling the story over here. I was watching that.
Excuse me. Oh, this cold is really kicking my butt. So anyway, I guess what we need to do is... I know, you're listening to John's story, but basically, I guess we're going to try to wrap this up and tell... What did you guys find, Trent?
Okay, well, we went down there and we asked a series of questions following the yes equals 1 knock, no equals 2 knocks. Just a
Did you get any knocks?
One is yes and two
No,
All right,
we
then
didn't.
I did it right.
We didn't get any knocks. However, after a certain point of us just standing down there and asking the questions and being very quiet and everything like that, I think we were all near the area of the room with the stairs.
Because if you look at it as a room broken up in two places where one is on one side of the furnace and the other's on the other side of the furnace.
We were all pretty much on the stair side of the furnace.
No, we were on the other side.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then.
Okay.
And we didn't find anything.
Well, that's kind of weird because all of us got sensations of some sort
from the other side where
Right.
we were at.
No.
No, we were standing toward the stairs.
Okay, we were standing away from the stairs and we didn't get anything. So y'all were standing toward the stairs and got stuff.
Right.
Yeah. That is kind of interesting, and it was. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's what's so cool about this stuff.
Yeah. Get back on, John. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, stay put. I mean, that's what's cool about it, because we made a decision not to share our information until we all came back up here and started talking. Now, we basically had the little bit of the shifting with the energy when we went more towards talking about Kid's spirit, and we stayed on that one side of the basement. These guys, unknowing, went to the other side where we all had said that we didn't feel like there was anything on that side,
and we didn't feel anything.
Walked back up and
exactly. It was really
Are you convinced now?
Huh?
He's not convinced yet, John.
I feel nothing.
He wants to see levitation and spinning heads.
But I mean, it's true. I think it was a good tactic to basically keep the information separate until it was all done.
It's not jaded. That's the way I look at it. It's not that we walked away with something concrete. No. But what I'm saying is, just looking at that from a perspective, 6 different people, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. We said that we didn't feel that there was anything on that side. they walked back up and said basically nothing.
Yeah,
There was no
that's kind of
activity.
weird. I mean, it basically
See?
proves that.
Those are, now you show me a piece of ghost hunting equipment that can pull that.
Yeah. That's true.
I have my secret map of the ghost location.
Yes, it's like it's like the Legend of Zelda map.
Like the Legend of Zelda map.
And the
And there were
Nintendo
just-
Power.
Yeah, and there were none
I
on
played
that
the
side of
flute by the
basement,
lake,
I'm
and
telling
the little Zagreb or whatever showed up, and then I got to the palace of the island. Anyway, and the little moglogs or whatever killed me.
Interesting, but I did.
But that's kind of weird, though. I mean,
Sorry he had to die in that story. My gosh.
Yeah.
You took that story right to the end.
Yeah.
Now
to
you're
the
haunting the lake? Is that
yes,
it?
my
Okay.
spirit of my second life as Link.
Still,
So
yeah.
the third
Forever.
life, I have to fight my own spiritual self on that island. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going way off.
That's okay.
Topic.
We're writing in.
Hey, did y'all like that call I gave you?
No, Scott.
Did y'all know it was
kinda-
me?
Kind of dumb.
We got
actually.
two other calls though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we didn't get nothing.
Probably
Hey, look,
because you're-
same downstairs as up.
Whoa! I saw it again.
What? You're kidding me, man. Come on. Just happened again?
What channel did it spark out of?
Channel 3? Channel.
A couple of these. It was actually 3 or 4 of them I saw this time.
We need to set up a camera there, man.
Yeah, maybe so.
And he's, anything he had before
He's the
show-
agnostic.
anything
He's the
he
heretic.
Had, yeah, anything anything he had before the show is worn off by now. So I don't
That's
know.
true. That's true. Chuck, were you smoking marijuana outside again?
Oh, my gosh.
Funny cigarettes.
Funny cigarettes. Well, it's that leaf that we find out in the
Oh,
field.
that
We
was
make
the one, yeah.
I guess roll
Look,
it up
you
in a
can-
cigarette, not a rope
you
this
can
time.
make- yeah, we made it into a cigarette instead of a rope.
But maybe
Is that lead paint you're eating?
Oh, the lead paint was.
Chew this up.
Good.
No, but going back to what we were talking about, investigation. I mean, it's interesting and it's not conclusive by any
I'll get
means.
a 10-year supply of soup now.
Yeah.
Send it to
Good
you.
God. Trent.
I said good, so.
I said Coke is it.
I'm
Now, what does that mean? Am I going to get a visit from the Colombians?
Oh,
Am I gonna
the
get
Coca-Cola company.
or the Coca-Cola company?
I keep
Which is
trying
it?
to get. I keep trying to get Diet Pepsi to pull up to my door, and they won't.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
well.
I don't think it works on them.
Porsche. It's more than no.
More than a name, more than a car.
I'd surely love those Fabergé eggs.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed our show tonight. We've got 6 more minutes left. If you want to call in and make old Jay Scott happy, you can do that here, 877-SCARE-YouTube. If not, well, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night we have another guest, a psychic that
That's
Al
going to be
works,
fun.
Al works with. Is it that,
Sorry, you know how I
Wait,
feel
I
about
think
psychics.
he's
Scott, is it that?
planning.
Laura, if you're listening,
Scott,
you know how I feel about psychics.
Is it that lady that was at the radio station? That's on
No.
the documentary?
Actually,
this
this is somebody different than Al Proffit
Okay.
knows.
Okay.
And she's going to be coming out tomorrow. He says she's the real deal. I guess he says that.
Call
so.
me now.
Exactly. 1-900.
1-900.
Unfortunately,
Here in Jamaica, no.
Call me now.
Lady
Yeah,
Cleo? was
Madam
it?
Cleo.
Madam Cleo.
Yeah.
Miss
Cleo.
Miss
That was it,
Cleo.
Miss Cleo. But
Miss Cleo.
the thing is, tomorrow night we're going to be on, the schedule's posted on our page, and it will be posted on GT, right?
Yep, I'll post it.
And that's 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to listen to us also on speakingofstrange.com. If you're not in the Asheville, North Carolina area, they have a streamer. It's a Clear Channel station, and you can pick that up. It's wwnc.com, I believe, is the radio station website. But if you want to go directly to the homepage of the radio show that Joshua P. Warren hosts each and every Saturday night, you can do that at www.speakingofstrange.com. And don't forget to check out the new film that Trent and myself, who were consequently left out of the first press release, but we corrected that.
We fixed that.
I think that was
I had
all
to make
just-
some phone
yeah,
calls
I
to
know,
Moscow
I know you,
to get it
Josh.
done.
You know, we're in a film. We're in a documentary.
You are?
Yeah.
Really? Which
We're
one?
not only we're in the film, but we're mostly in the blooper reel.
Oh.
So I
figures.
I don't know how that happened.
I wonder if you
What film
dressed
is
as the devil by any chance,
What-
like the
what film
John
is this?
Lovett style devil.
It was what is it?
Sorry, I
the
don't know why I said that.
I don't remember the name of the film, but
I see how much you liked it.
it was no, it's actually pretty cool. It's really cool.
It's
but-
that cool.
Are you in
film.
the Internet Movie Database stuff?
No.
All right,
No,
then.
I'm not either, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Ethan told me if I wanted to come out to L.A. while he was still filming St. John Smith, he would put me in a Black Book romance T-shirt and have someone kill me. I was like, great.
Oh,
Then I could be in the IMDb.
Yes, you could. You'd get one of them
As
SAG
myself.
cards.
Yeah. Jay Scott as Jay Scott.
I want a SAG
man who gets
card.
killed.
Jay Scott.
Poor Sap
Equals,
gets killed.
You know, the red shirt. But anyway.
Conservative that gets killed. That'll teach those conservatives.
Anyway, that's going to be tomorrow's show, and it's going to be kind of cool. I think we're going to try to work on some different venues.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably going to do that after the show anyway. But we're going to have her and all the rest of the gang that's currently here right now.
I hope I feel better.
That's kind of weird about the board doing that, Chuck.
That is strange. I almost feel like I need to go to the doctor.
Oh, yeah, John, it did it again.
happened again.
When you were outside, the board did it again.
That is really
sliders.
weird, man.
This time, 3 of them.
Three
sliders this time slid up. It's the third time.
Three sliders
on the board.
On the board did their
We'll show
little
you after
magic
the show.
trick again.
Yeah.
No, again,
So,
happened again. Well, at least the VCR didn't turn on this time.
No.
It's probably still on from last time, isn't it? Yeah. There, ha! Fooled that ghost. Yeah.
Silly ghost.
Well, at least
We're
there's nothing
smarter than
flying
me.
through the air.
Silly
We're
ghost.
okay.
VCRs are for kids. So
I always felt sorry for the Tricks Rabbit.
I did, man.
I was
Tricks
like,
Rabbit
give the Tricks
empathy.
Rabbit some tricks,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
I've always been down for the little guy, the small business owner, the real Americans that make this country great.
Yeah, you
The
say that
patriots.
now. 10 years from now, though, when you're a big highfalutin,
I like to crush
career
the weak
man,
and oppress the poor.
oppress them.
I want to oppress them.
Wearing a
Have
monocle and
no-
a top hat.
Oh
The
my
worst
god,
part is
the monocle.
I would walk into his office and look at him and bust out laughing.
That tells you something right there. That came from the man himself.
I can hear his response right back.
But I can't say that on the radio. But we really appreciate Doug, John Zaffis, and Dr. Al Proffit for coming down here with us this weekend. It's been very cool, and they're just as nice off air as they are on air.
That's true, unlike us.
Except for the ritual beatings, but we're really not going to talk about that. It's,
Right.
That whole thing John does with the yeah,
You know,
yeah.
reenacting old medieval
the-
church rites.
Yeah,
you
I know. That's just wrong.
No, it's called practice.
What would you like to know about?
So as you can see, guys, we're having a great time
It's
here.
been a lot of fun. There's going to be a part D
Part
tomorrow.
D. And so I guess we'll jet it out here. I'll let Doug have the last word tonight, but I'll just say this. This is Jay Scott, your only JD DJ on the Planet Paranormal Network.
This is Trent Lackey. We're not coming to you from Kernersville. We're in Greensboro, a fine town where a lot of stuff's going on.
Oh, that was bad. Don't get me
Look,
wrong.
all right.
It was on the cusp. I know.
Yeah, I realize that. Okay.
We usually say Kernersville, North Carolina, small town where we talk about big things. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
go
a
ahead.
nice
You get the
tagline,
last
but
word, Doug.
can't
You
do
got,
that.
you got 30 seconds,
All
man.
right.
All right,
Roll
the TwinLakesLodge.com is, of course, the website of this beautiful venue that we're at. Thank you to each and every listener for listening tonight, and all the podcasters on your iPods and things like that. Thank you so much for listening. This has been great. I really, really appreciate being here.
We got one more night of it. So
Tomorrow night, tune in.
11 to 3 a.m. 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
See you guys.
All right, bye.